All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. I thought you were having technical issues. I didn't see you, but here you are, man. Good morning. How are you?
I'm here. I was just eating breakfast.
Look at that.
Cheerios.
Is that Wheaties? The breakfast is champs.
Cheerios.
I know.
Cheerios.
There it is. Cheerios, you owe some advertisement, because if Peter's eating breakfast and trading so well, you got to pay up, man. Got to pay up. All right, let's go, Peter. What do we have for? Let's get right to it. Big elephant in the room. CPI data is out. SPY is reacting. What's latest and greatest?
Yeah, so we finally have some economic data. It's been pretty quiet on the economic data front, hasn't it, the last few days? But earlier this morning, we had the NFIB optimism. It looks like small business optimism is up. Look, it's this is just a relative scale, but it's good. It's good to see that it's over forecast at 100.3 versus the 99. And the CPI data is out. Really not a big change. The core and regular CPI, this is for the month of July, basically came out on forecast. 0.2% for the regular, 0.3% for the core CPI. The year-over-year data was a little bit higher. It came out of 3.1%, so a little bit over the 2.8 to 3% that was forecast, but nothing really significant. To be honest, that being said, Tesla seems to have reacted, and the markets overall, I mean, have got a little bit of a bump. So I guess, you know, any cause for optimism is one that we can move the market higher on. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Later today, we do have the U.S. federal budget. That doesn't tend to move the market all that much. That's coming out at 2 o'clock. The expectation is the 227 billion will be the billion with a B. Anyways, will be the federal budget balance. So we'll see what that is. That should be a negative, by the way, in front of that. So as we know, the U.S. budget is not operating at a surplus. It is absolutely in a deficit. So. Anyways, we'll see what happens with that. Again, don't expect the market to move. But earnings, we had some interesting earnings last night that we can talk about here this morning, and a couple of more today. It's, you know, we're getting towards the tail end of earnings, right? So all the big ones have gone, but it's not like there's nothing. I mean, there are some companies that we talk about. They're just the smaller ones. So we'll get into that. We'll see which ones are on the gappers, and we'll cover off the ones that haven't made it.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Quick look at our gappers list, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. So here it is. Let me log in. I was logged in somewhere else, but here it is. Logging in. Boom, there it is. Tradingterminal.com, friends, where you can get these scanners plus other incredible tools for trading. So starting the list on the gap side up of things, ATNF. So ATNF, let's start there. We are looking pretty decent here, up 60%. Hard to borrow. So what's the float on this? That's 86. So it's not a low float. 86 million shares traded here so far. It is hard to borrow, maybe because of the low price. We got to check the flow, make sure it's correct. Sometimes, you know, float can vary from different vendors. So we'll just check that. I thought it would be a lot lower, but yeah, hard to borrow. 20 million shares traded, up 60%. Again, the action is there. You're with Interactive Brokers, at least you cannot short it, but this is looking pretty good this morning, Peter. ATNF, which the name is 180 life science. So I guess people are like doing a 180 on your life with science.
Look, like a million other companies, they have done a 180 because they are not investing in life sciences at all anymore. They've decided the way to go, like so many other companies before them, is to become a treasury for a cryptocurrency. And they've chosen Ether, and they say that they are proudly announcing that they hold 82,186 ETH coins. So they're renaming themselves to ETHzilla. So, all right. UBETHzilla. So anyways, their average acquisition price is $3,800 $806. So with the current Ethereum price, let's see here. It's 4,355 minus 3,806. We'll just multiply this. We got to do some math here, right? To multiply that out times 82,186. And so, that net holding is netted them $45 million worth of profit so far. However, that could evaporate in a moment if Ethereum prices drop. That's gone up to 43,060 this morning. But just 3 days ago, it was at 3,500. So, which would put them underwater by almost the same amount. So, yeah, I just you guys know I'm skeptical on this. I know I probably sound old manish, but it's good. Like things are up, they're making money on it. I just wait. I've seen it too many times where these things all go good until they don't. So I hope these companies have a long-term strategy where you know, they know what to do other than just buy and hold. Because if it's just buy and hold, it could work. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to these crypto prices, but it feels like something's the other shoe is poised. So,
yeah.
anyway.
This stock, is active. How was it going to trade? Not sure. Not typically one that we like, as Peter been mentioning here. So, not gonna have it on my list, friends. Although again, the action is there, so hopefully some of you guys do. And if you see something great, please call it out. Back to our list here. Another ticker that we've seen plenty of times is ONON, and this one is up 15%, 1.2 million shares traded. It's going from 44 this morning all the way up to 52. Volume again, although you got the 1.2, if you look at this pre-market action, it's not great actual pre-market trading, even for the move that we're getting here, right? So a stock that has been in play in the past, I typically don't trade it today. Peter, this move seems very aggressive. I'm inclined to want to put this on the list, right? I don't want to miss out on something here, but this thing is moving pretty well today. The float on this bad boy is 247 million, so not a low float ticker, but definitely moving like one in the pre-market at least, Peter.
Yep. I always think of this ticker as the onion, but it's not. It's On Holdings. Seems to be a footwear and accessory company out of Switzerland. They had earnings this morning. They beat their revenue quite handily, delivering $708 million worth of revenue on an $845 million expectation. That being said, they did lose money. They were expected to make 19 cents a share and instead lost 15 cents a share, but they increased their guidance. So they said they can actually make that up that difference, they believe, and the sales are strong and they expect to beat their revenue numbers for the year. So that's why they're gapping up. Those earnings came out at 5 a.m. and look when the chart popped, right? So it's absolutely earnings driven. Carlos, as you said, it's not it's one of these where it's not a low float, but I don't know if it's dual traded. It is a Swiss company, and it's on the New York Stock Exchange. I don't think I'll be paying attention to it. I don't know. I think we got better stuff. I mean, it looks okay
Yeah.
right now, but frankly, even the pre-market action doesn't look fantastic to me.
Yeah, I like to move up in the pre-market. I don't like the way these candles have been structured. So I'm not sure if that's going to get better. I'm going to throw in a secondary. It might get bounced off of that list pretty quickly once we start seeing something that trades better. So we'll throw it on there. More of a reminder to come back and take a look and see if anything has changed. So we'll put it on there for now. All right, let's go back to our list brought to you by Trading Terminal. And here we do have SE. SE is another one that SEC limited. Look at it go here. So doing pretty well this morning. But again, normally these companies don't trade all that well. I usually stay away from it. But today you've seen a nice little move here, up 13%, 713,000 shares traded. Nothing to do with, let me show you the screens here. Nothing to do with the CPI numbers because it started very, very early, right? And it's just kind of getting a little bit of more volume. I'm telling you, things that normally look like garbage are trying to look good today, Peter. Are we getting catfish here? What's going on, man?
Are you feeling generous? Because I don't know. I'm not sure that they look all that good, but
Yeah.
anyways, it's all right. Well, C Limited, yes, they had earnings. This is another retail services company. and out of Singapore in this case. They look, revenue was up 38% in the quarter, and it was things are good. They posted revenue of 5.3 billion for the last quarter, which is a 38.2% year-over-year beat. And that being said, they did miss on earnings, just like ONON, delivering only 65 cents a share versus 75. So, but their guidance was strong, so they are gapping up. Again, another one. It comes up almost every quarter. We see it here, and every quarter I ignore it.
Yeah. This is why, man. If you're going to a club, if you're single, got to go with a wingman, because Peter's keeping me honest. He's like, no, man, this is not good. It's 2 o'clock. We're leaving. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So you need that wingman. He's letting me know this doesn't look good, Carlos. Don't look at this stuff.
It doesn't look good to me. I mean, it's going to be one of those. I'm going to be wrong on one of them, right? One of them, you're going to say, Carl, you're going to look after the open and say, Peter, look, man, look at this thing. It took off.
But
I
yeah,
don't know which one. So is it worth
we got.
I don't know.
We got to go with with the probability of what happens more often, and more often the stuff tastes like garbage, right? So we have to go with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I got some stuff to talk about that you might like better. So
Yo.
Just hold that thought. We'll come back. We'll see.
Absolutely. CFC, our good buddy who's been with us on YouTube for a very long time, says beer goggles. Yes. You don't want to have those. Those come on like around 1:30ish, right, when the bar starts emptying out. These goggles come on. All right, CRCL. I'm gonna jump to that one because you guys are talking about it in chat, also in our members tab. So let's take a look here. CRCR. We are up 11%, 3.1 million shares traded. This is the circle of internet, which, as you guys know, took off here pretty aggressive after their IPO. Went all the way up in a matter of less than 30 days. Went all the way up to, did we hit 300? Yeah, 300, maybe right borderline, and right back down to 179. So it's been just wild, Peter. This is in play today, man. 3.1 million shares traded. Any news behind it that might make this fun to watch today?
Yeah, so this is their first. They had earnings this morning, and it's their first earnings since going public, like you mentioned. So, and yeah, it's been one of the very rare, very active, fun IPOs that we've seen recently. So, they delivered $658 million worth of revenue. Analysts expected $647 million. Remember, we don't really have any experience with this company. We don't know how good management is at forecasting, and because it's their first time doing it publicly. And they posted a net loss of $482 million, which was about $4.48 a share, which they said was largely IPO related charges. I love how they're blaming the IPO for the loss. But in any event, I don't know. I mean, it actually feels like the type of earnings that normally gets punished. They beat revenue slightly. They posted a loss, but we didn't have any measures by which, like, not a lot of analysts provided forecast on the revenue because they hadn't provided any previous guidance. So, sorry, not on the revenue. I mean, on the earnings side. The revenue, there was that forecast that they barely beat. So, in any event, look, this is a stablecoin finance play. We know that they're playing well. It had earnings. Carlos, to me, this might be better than your Onion or the SE if you wanted to play something. But
I 100% agree. I like it today. This stock can move quite a bit, but this looks really good. We actually have some positive news behind it. The key here is, we're going to make our money on the move here, not on the number of shares, right? Don't go in here buying a boatload of this stuff because you could get $2, $3, $5. Not easily, but quickly, right? Because nothing is easy in trading, but quickly. So, be mindful of how you manage your shares, and your risk management's got to be tight and on point on this one. So, yeah, man, I like this one. Peter, thanks for pulling me out of a tough situation there. Yes, CRCL. CRCL looking good this morning. Going to add this to our list, my friends. All right, let's take a look here. Trading terminal. Let's go over to the next one. ASTS earnings last night, Peter. We went over these. Excuse me. And I don't know. It felt like this was probably the only one that did something. The rest were a little bit disappointing, which we kind of knew. There were smaller companies that we didn't expect much out of. But this is one of the earnings from last night. And today we're up 12%, 770,000 shares traded. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, there. So we had a whole bunch of, well, we had four companies we were watching. They're all sort of they're either pre-revenue or early revenue. I guess ASTS. This is Space Mobile. AST Space Mobile, specifically is their name. And they're sort of early revenue. I think they delivered about 50 million of revenue, but nobody cares. Their story and the reason why it's jumping is when in the analyst call they laid out an aggressive plan for the launch of satellites. Like I said, the sky around the Earth is, the upper atmosphere or near space, whatever you want to call it. It's got to be crowded up there. Anyways, they say that they're going to be able to launch another 45 to 60 satellites this year and next, so 2025, 2026. Which with at least 5 orbital launches by this time next year. So they say that basically they've got a launch scheduled once every 2 months. So we seem to be shooting a lot of stuff up into space. Hey, look, all for better cell phone service, right? It's all I need connectivity anywhere. Don't want to get myself lost in the wilderness anymore. But it's I don't know. I mean, look, the investors seem to like it. There you go. See, here's their planned network of these orbital, fancy solar powered space satellites just blanketing the Earth. Like when will I don't know. I'm just being grumpy man, but how do these things not run into each other? I don't understand because you look at well, look at any of the other companies. Why can't I remember the name? Starlink. Look at Starlink's map. They like literally like have a net of satellites they're planning to put around the Earth. How do these things not again get all crashed up
Yeah.
with each other? Plus, I understand there's a lot of garbage up there, right? That picture looks nice and clean, but there's a lot of like exploded junk just floating around. Anyways, all right,
Yeah.
get off my.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that, Hector. Get off my space lawn. That's right.
we need a new one. We need to
Yeah.
include space law now. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because they have this picture here, which I love. Let's go to where is it? I saw it yesterday. I think if you click on here, this guy, gotta love this guy. Look at him. He's out in the nature, and he's has a laptop. Like that's
Yeah.
probably the
But
last thing I want to open up. In
could they not at least Photoshop a screen onto that instead
yeah, it
of a
looks
blank
awful.
screen? Like at least
Yeah.
turn it on, man. You're not impressing me so far. I could do
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
could do that right
Show
now.
show me some trading charts, you know.
Yeah,
But I get it,
exactly.
man. If you go out there and you're stuck in a low flow trade, you gotta look at it every 5 minutes. Yeah, this could be if you're bag holding something. I get that. You gotta be on the computer. But man, if I'm out here, I want my eyes here, out there, enjoying all this beautifulness. So to each his own. All right. All right. So ASTS. What are we thinking, Peter? Are you gonna put this on your list?
It's one of the it was not one of my favorites of the ones that had earnings. So, no, it's not going to make my secondary at this point. I got some better stuff, I think.
People are saying Peter's space is big. Yeah, it's big. You got more airspace than Earth, that's for sure. As it expands, it gets bigger. But eventually, you no matter how big it is, we keep putting trash up there. Well, I guess it'll take a while to fill
I,
that.
I know
It's
it's
big,
big,
Peter.
but
It's really big. It's massive.
but
You know?
but it feels like look. Remember when I just feel like it's sort of like when we started exploring the planet and the planet was like immeasurably big, right? And resources seemed unlimited until we ran out of whales and they almost, hunted to extinction all the beavers and the caribou in North America. And like I just, like there's a point at which it feels really big until it's not. And maybe we should learn.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Foundation. Have you seen the show Foundation
Yeah.
on Apple TV?
You know what?
You got different
I
space
now
planets and all this
yeah,
stuff.
I'm feeling grumpy now, but anyways.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's Let's do it, friends. Next one. You know what? I'll add it to my list. Yes, I'll add it to my list. ASTS. I'll put it on a secondary. I don't know where this is going to go yet, but ASTS. We'll put it on here. We'll come back to that one. All right. Let's take a look at our what else we have on deck this morning. This list keeps growing. Keep going back to it. We keep getting more names popping up here, so that's nice. Let's take a look at SBET. I know people like this ticker here. So SBET this morning, we are up 7.27 million shares traded. We are seeing a little bit of, not a little bit, a lot of action this morning in the pre-market, as you can see there. Again, I'm not a big fan of it, but I got to say the pre-market action is looking very interesting, at least right now, coming off these last couple of minutes.
Yeah, SBET is has been sort of a consistent mover. They remember that they also have one of these Treasury Reserve strategies, and they're also in Ether or Ethereum, and that means that they're feeling good today because the Ethereum prices are up, like I mentioned earlier, right? Up at not quite a record, but pretty close, up at this $4,300 level, which is at the highs. So yeah, I think all the related companies out of Ethereum, again, they're enjoying the moment. So it's even going higher. It's 4,410 now. Look at that. Their profits continue to soar. Yay.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So SBET, I don't like it, guys. I'm gonna keep it off the list. If you like it, put it on there. And again, let us know. We'll be trading live together. So let us know if you see something that's turning out to be great.
And I do feel grumpy, but just and as you said, trading. Look, guys, I have to admit, I stick to my same old, same old. And Carlos, if you remember yesterday we were trading
Yep.
live, and I just thought
Yep.
I'd share. Like sometimes you can stick to the same old stuff, and it works. Stick to your strategy, stick to the plan, and things can work. I've shared a screen. Hopefully, you can see it there, and unfortunately, it's not centered nicely. But here, can I move it? What'll happen here? I don't know. Anyways, it's. But remember this trade that I got in, and I accidentally got out of some right when I got in. Well, you can see I did hold on to this. I just held and held, and I was thinking of you, Carlos. Look, I even added. Now I added at a worse price than I partialed. I probably should have just not partialed, but I partialed when it hit VWAP, right? But look how long it took, right? After we got
Yeah.
off the off our live trade here, took another like hour and a half before anything happened, and then I took a partial because it needed to move that far for me to get my risk to reward back. And then
Yeah.
I waited another like half an hour and said, well, it's still hanging around here, but below VWAP, so let me add into it. And then I just waited until it got down to, and actually I was in meetings, and I in fact I forgot to pay attention to it, and I came back and I'm like, bonus, look at that, and I got out just after I jumped on the mic in the afternoon. So
You should
in
say
any event,
bonus. I like
bonus.
that.
Yeah.
Bonus. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
So anyways, so real simple trade. I actually didn't do much. Normally I'm partialing all over the place. It
Yeah.
was just
Let it
ended up
ride.
being a good trade. So thank you everybody for being with me yesterday as we were trading live on it. But sometimes, you don't have to do all these fancy things. Just stick to your
Yeah.
rules.
Stick to what works. Stick to what works, right? And that could be different for everybody. It's no right or wrong. So many ways you could trade this market. Here's RKT, my friends. This is up 3.7. Rocket Companies, 432,000 shares traded. I think the volume is a little bit on the light side, but this thing can move. This thing can really get going. If you look at the daily here, you've seen it go up from 15 to 18 in a matter of days, back down to 17, and now we're up 80 cents from the pre-market lows, at least, right? About 80 cents. So Peter, what's your thoughts on this one? What's the news? I mean, the daily seems to be getting much better. Not saying it's great, but much better than what it has been in June and July, right? So you see how small these candles are. Last couple of weeks, you've seen these really great moves here. So I'm not sure if that amounts to anything. But what's the news? Any news behind it maybe that can make this tradable?
I don't, yeah, I don't like, this has been up a few times and I don't like it. Anyways, that's what I'm trying to spit out here. The volume is fairly low. It's an IC stock. It seems to be the news that their average commission rate. So this is a real estate brokerage company. And they said that their average buyer agent's commission rose to 2.43% from 2.38 the previous year. So so that's good for buyer agents. Not good if you're selling your house. That means you're paying more in commissions. But in any event, average commission rate went up, and Redfin's getting a little boost because of that. It's not a favorite for me. You look at the daily. Every time I see a chart with all these gaps between the days, see like that, it usually is a signal of not good trading. And just go back and look and see how it traded yesterday. It really didn't look all that pretty. So yeah, no, it's a no for me.
Yeah, yeah. We'll leave that one alone, friends, and we'll stop here. Actually, I want to take a look at American Airlines. Let's see why American Airlines is gapping up today. We're up 2.5 this morning on it. Very light volume, 789,000. So again, not seeing much volume there daily, and I'm not seeing anything really explosive. So again, these are not easy stocks to trade unless they have some kind of news catalyst or earnings, right? So for the most part, I don't see anything great on it, Peter. So Peter, anything you like, and then from there we can also go to anything else on the gappers list you want to cover.
I do like the semiconductor sector. As you know, I usually do. I just showed you my trade yesterday in AMD. I'm always going back to the well on that one. So NVIDIA, AMD, they both popped up this morning with the market, presumably on that economic data. They like the CPI data and are up. There is some bullish sentiment on semiconductors. I mean, look, the AI trend continues, and we know these guys benefit. If you remember, AMD has risen a little more aggressively than NVIDIA, as they've announced their competitive take or approach to NVIDIA, where they're issuing more AI chips at the high end of the spectrum with better performance at about half the price. And of course, the recent deal that the two companies have struck with the Trump administration means that they're going to be able to sell their chips into the Chinese market. Again, there's a big caveat. There's a whole bunch of asterisks on that one, because that's assuming that they don't pose a security risk, because previously they were trade restricted because it was deemed a security threat to the US. So I guess they're not a threat anymore. I don't know, but they've both said that there's billions of dollars of revenue for them to have if they can sell to China. But don't forget, China also came back and said, we don't want your stupid chips because we think that you've built backdoors into them. So that being said, as far as I know, I don't think they yet have an alternative. So yeah, and exactly. So as Percival's saying, the Chinese government's urging companies not to use NVIDIA chips, but it depends what you're doing, right? If you want to be at the high end of performance and computing excellence, you need the best chips in the world, and right now they are producing them. That being said, it usually doesn't take long for the knockoffs, right, to emulate and they reverse engineer the design plans and then make their own. Let's face it, they're all being made out of the same plant out of Taiwan, so it's coming, but we'll see what happens. But either way, I think the short-term trading is going to be good on the semiconductors. The other one that was sort of a surprising rise yesterday morning was Tesla. Tesla had a great open. I mean, pretty much almost like the opening candle was great, but then it actually continued to rise, albeit a little more choppy fashion. It did lose a lot of that over the afternoon, but it sort of, I wasn't expecting anything out of Tesla, so I was a little surprised to see it move. But yeah, I think it's still in play and worth watching. And right now we've got all of the Magnificent Seven that are green, so you could pick whichever ones you want. None of the others, in my opinion, traded all that well. I was keeping an eye on Microsoft and Apple, Amazon and Google. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't move. I'm just saying they didn't move very nicely, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I do like, as you mentioned, NVIDIA, AMD. I'm gonna add these on here, and Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's doing some stuff, man. Look at it. Look at the last couple of days. We've been kind of pushing Tesla to the side because it's been a pretty bad trade compared to everything else. But yeah, I agree. I think Tesla can come back to our list here. This morning alone, we're having this pop that we're getting here. So up 1.7. 2.3 million shares traded as we see it right now. So yeah, looking good. Gonna add Tesla to the list here. Did you see this headline of Elon suing Apple for not putting X platform or Grok in front and center. And I guess they have this thing that they give to apps when they're like a must get, depending on how much download and usage they have. And they haven't put X or Grok, so he's complaining that there's some antitrust things going on there. So Elon is tweeting about suing Apple. We'll see how that goes as he takes that giant. So
look, who knows? He might have some success. Many a company has crashed their boats on those rocks trying to sue Apple for those things, and not the same thing with Google. Right? People love to say Google search is not fairly representing whatever their profile, and they're probably right. But look, even Elon, if there's if there's a company out there that can match his available cash and determination, it's an Apple. Right? Like we know they've got armies of lawyers. We know they're very experienced at this. Look, go ahead. If you want to spend the hundreds of millions of dollars suing them, then by all means. It might be worth it, actually, whether he wins or not, just for the headline, right? So it could be a very smart move, but
it'll be a costly one for him, but he's got the money. What else is doing with his money? Got nothing else to do.
Cheap.
Yeah.
But
spend a couple of bucks, Those are the ones that always
win.
The lawyers always win. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they're happy about this. They probably cost it. Who knows? All right, here we go, friend.
Right. So they're whispering in his ear. You know what you should do?
Elon, you know what you should do?
Yeah. You should just sue him. I can take care of it for you. Don't worry. I'll hire another 1,000 associates right now.
Yeah. We'll be on this 24/7. Here's the bill.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to it, friends. Let's stick with scapping down this morning. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It does help the channel a ton. We are looking to get to, I think, 400 is like usually our number. But if you help us now, we can get to that a little bit faster. So we really appreciate it. Also, Andrew, his recap on YouTube for the Lambos and Garbage Truck members. His recap is on there. So definitely check it out. 3 trades on 1 ticker, Tesla. So really, really nice. So definitely check it out. He did an awesome recap there. You're going to say something, Peter?
Just Steve Bode was like day traders versus lawyers. So I'm wondering if he's a lawyer. This is where we could break out all the traditional lawyer jokes. Like Carlos, what do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean?
Lawless? I don't know.
A good start.
Look at that. There you go. The first dad joke of the week.
All right.
Is that the first dad joke of the week? I think it is. We'll take it. Yeah. All right. Let's jump in, friends. Where we left off? We left off in gap down list. Here we go. So gap down list today. BTAI leading the way. Let's see what that is all about. So BTAI this morning down 9%. You can see it here, hard to bar, 3.8 million shares traded. But wow, look at the daily. Daily's been on fire. So giving some of this action back from yesterday in the last couple of days. I don't know how well this thing trades. BioXcel Therapeutics. Interesting name. Peter, anything worth watching here?
I don't know. They apparently had their second quarter earnings that came out. Not one that I was looking at. They don't seem to be AI related, despite maybe they are. I don't really know what their company does, to be honest. What they're a biotech that are in the maybe I'm wrong. AI-based drug reinnovation is what they do. That's what their tagline is. So, in any event, they looks like they had earnings. Like I said, they look. I mean, this is a company who their earnings picture was having them earning in the quarter $250,000. So that's micro. Who cares?
Yeah.
They're pre-revenue. I don't look. Change one letter, and then I'd be more interested. How about BBAI?
Yes, BBAI with some action last night, right? Last night was the day they capped down.
Earnings last night. Big Bear. Oh, Big Bear.
Yeah. And Peter, I saw also C3. What is it? C3 AI something. These AI companies, whether you're hosting data center, whether you're doing some kind of side thing, they're struggling, man. What's going on?
You know what? Look, we see this cycle, and I've talked about this in the past. Um, we have to remember that there is a distinct difference in the trading activity between companies when they're on the hype cycle and when they actually are expected to deliver results and revenue. And we see this time and again. So the hype cycle has been great for AI, but we're getting to the point where companies are expected to actually deliver results. So when quarterly earnings matter, that's usually when the stock price drops because the valuations then don't support a company with one or five or $50 million of revenue when you're $100 billion valued company, right? So, you know that this is the struggle. I mean, Big Bear AI, for example, delivered $150 million, $150 million worth of revenue, and they're a $2 billion company. So, you know, it's one of those where it's hard to give good enough results for people to continue once you start worrying about what the results actually say. So, you know, there's a good there's a good show, Silicon Valley, where they have the again, I go back to it regularly because it's such a great clip where his people are like figuring out ways to generate revenue, and he's on the phone. He's like, no, no revenue, no revenue. As soon as there's revenue, they have expectations from us. No revenue. If there's no revenue, then we're pre-revenue, and we can keep doing R&D. So, you know, so anyways,
Yeah,
AI is
yeah.
heading down that path. Now, the advantage is there are some what's confused the AI picture compared to most of these, right? Like I think of the pot stocks, I think of early crypto, I think of like even remember when we had the flash in the pan with the few NFT stocks. What happened to NFTs? Nobody cares anymore. Hope nobody
Yeah,
out there
that
listening bought an
that
NFT.
was the biggest scam ever.
No
This,
kidding. So, in
it's
any event,
oh
but we see the cycle over and over and over again. What confused it in AI, of course, is that there are some companies that are deriving revenue, right? Because AI is not something that everybody was developing independently. They were developing the capability to deliver AI, right? Including all these AI bots and tools. We were just talking about Grok and, of course, all the others, ChatGPT, etc. But the infrastructure required was coming from NVIDIA, which led to its rise to become the biggest company on the planet by market cap. And of course, the rest of the semiconductor sector. So there was real revenue being generated, but you know they were selling to other companies that in turn were not making a lot of revenue, or companies with a lot of money but haven't yet figured out how to make revenue from the AI portion of their business that they felt they had to participate in. So AI has been a little more confusing than most of these trends. But Carlos, you know, to your question, why is it struggling? Look at the AI pure plays. You notice that at least I'm noticing the conversation is shifting to here's still the safe area for your AI, you know, pure play. So, you know, which implies, of course, there's a lot of companies that aren't safe. And you know you got to be very aware that I think there's great trading in them. Let's keep trading them. Investment, you know, different conversation.
yeah, yeah. Could not agree with you more. So here it is. Today, today this one could be interesting, man. This is a
We're
big,
running
big
slow
drop.
here, actually. Talking too
Oh,
much.
nine, yeah. No, we're good. We're almost done with the gap. Then we got a few more here. But BBAI, I might add this to my list, man. This could be an overreaction. Maybe not an overreaction, but there might be a play here. I think he's trying to hold here, so who knows? I'm gonna put it on the secondary list. I think there'll be tons of volume, like you're seeing right now. That tons of volume can maybe add amount to something. I want to be looking at that in case it does. All right, back to the gappers list, friends. A few more we got to cover here. Arch Aviation, Peter, also on earnings. This thing gapped down last night. Sold off some more this morning, but it has been recovering here, man. Look at this. As low as 825, now at 904. 8 million shares traded. Arch Aviation, I know we talk about it a lot. We usually don't trade it as much, but maybe today could be the day we have this on the list. What's your thoughts on it?
Maybe it could. That was one of the ones I wanted to talk to you about. So, in place of the other things that you were looking at early, I like Archer Aviation a little bit better. It looks pretty good. You know, I don't know where it's going to go with the open, but as you said, earnings after the close yesterday, the earnings don't really matter. What's more important is the fact that they've been making a lot of moves into the market. They made some acquisitions. They're positioning themselves well. If you remember, this is the eVTOL, the electric. Vertical takeoff vehicle company that they won the contract for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles to deliver their air taxi service. Their specialty is 20 to 50 mile range trips, so it's definitely short range. High volume trips is what they're looking at generating. We have to keep in mind they have not commercially, to the best of my knowledge, delivered a single trip yet. So did I say horizontal? Vertical. Horizontal. Vertical takeoff. Anyways, whatever. They go up.
Straight
anyways,
up.
that's what the V is for. Anyways, whatever. Look, I like it. I think it seems to be in play. They've got good volume. What are we sitting at this morning? 8 million shares.
8
traded.
million.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit. So
lower price,
I like it.
but yeah. So there you go.
Yep, I like it this morning, so I'm going to put it on my list as well. OKLO, we have it on here. We're going to talk about that next, actually. That is next on our gappers list. So, Peter, let's get to OKLO. I mean, obviously, another one that's in play as well, gapping down this morning. What's your thoughts on this one?
Look, I find their business fascinating. We were talking about their chalet-style nuclear reactor development plans. Again, they had earnings last night, but it's not about the earnings. It's really about their business and their business positioning. They're being very aggressive. They believe that they're going to be able to deploy their first operating reactor in 2027. If you remember from the news, I didn't mention this last night, but from the news, they won a contract with the U.S. Air Force to deliver one to a base in Alaska. And I think that they are going to, I think that's the first one that's still slated, but they think they're going to be able to do that in 2027, like I said, which is a move up because previously they'd said they thought it was 28 or 29 when they thought that was going to happen. Now, of course, they still, I mean, that looks cool, right? Like you'd be happy having that in your neighborhood until maybe you learn there's a nuclear reactor in it, but
on Christmas, you put this in your neighborhood on Christmas, I guarantee you people are going to be lining up thinking it's a church, trying to go in and celebrate. I mean, I don't know.
It does look like a church to a certain degree, or a set of chalet or something. It looks cool. Anyways, but keep in mind that's a artist concept. They have never built one. So look, the technology sounds cool. Go to their website. They describe it. It sounds cool. Like the actual reactor is relatively small. Like you could load it onto a truck. But in any event, we'll see where it goes. From a trading point of view, they've had good trading days. Now, the volume's a little lower, only 1 million shares. And again, it is a NYSE stock, so you got to wait for that volume to come in. But I do think there's an opportunity for it to move today. I like Archer a little bit better, just the way it looks right now. But I'm going to keep an eye on both of these, just in case. In fact, probably all three. I'm probably going to watch. I don't know what to watch. I mean, maybe all four that we were watching last night, Carlos. But anyways, I like them. You're on mute, Carlos.
They're gonna have an office in New Jersey. Look at that. That looks like my area. This map of the U.S. actually looks pretty
looks
funky.
Next door.
That looks next door. It looks too close. One of these two looks too close to comfort. I mean, that's that's not good. All right, so let's see what we got going on here, friends. Let's take a look. Peter, that kind of wraps up the gap down. Anything you like this morning that we haven't talked about yet? I do see Riget, I do see him Sunday. We'll probably get to those a little bit later. But anything we haven't covered as far as earnings or gapping down this morning?
We've pretty much mentioned everything that I like, so I think there's enough to watch off this list. I mean, maybe the only one that we didn't talk about is PLTR. Again, love-hate with PLTR. Once again, yesterday, tough trader at the open. It gave some moves later in the day. I was watching it. I was close to having a trade on it just as we were getting off the microphone yesterday around 11 a.m. as it hit the high, but it didn't quite set up for me. So I can't help but watch it, Carlos. I feel like it's still one of the in play ones, so worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, agreed. Friends, let's do this. Let's go to you guys quickly and see what you guys like, and then we'll head over to do some levels and to our webinars. All right, let's start here. Anything you guys like this morning that we haven't covered yet? Let's take a look. I'm gonna look at our chat room as well. Did I type it wrong? Yeah, I typed it wrong. Okay, I'll fix it. Yeah, it is ACHR is the ticker name. Yep, I'm gonna see it today. Looks very good, as Peter said. Thank you for that. Hood, yes, Hood also can be heavily in play. Wow, look at this morning's pre-market action, Peter, on Hood. We have
Oh yeah.
a nice pop here, man. Up 1.73 million shares traded. Daily looks also interesting, and Hood could be so explosive. I have way too many on my list, but I might put this on here as well, man. What's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, they are interesting. People have been talking about this for the last couple of days, and have to admit I wasn't paying attention. But they've made some interesting moves. But it's in amongst a lot of chop. Like it still feels a little difficult to trade. But the moves are there. That being said, they have been in some interesting conversations where they are going to create their theory of fractional share ownership, which is one that's not new. A lot of companies are doing that, but they are going to allow you to, using your Robinhood account to trade, these fractional shares. But the other thing they're doing is they're doing like um I don't quite understand the mechanics, to be honest, but they're talking about tokenization of privately held companies. So it feels like they're creating a publicly traded share for it, but they say that it's going to be treated more like crypto. And I have to admit, I don't know what that means. But what's the reason why I'm mentioning it is because they've been talking, and this is Robinhood and some of the executives, they're talking about some of the companies that have conversation that don't have publicly traded entities at this point, like SpaceX and OpenAI. So, and as Sam is, as people are saying, yeah, it's hype, it's a loophole. Again, how exactly this works, I don't know, but I could imagine, hey, if Robinhood is the first to the market, say, hey, you want to trade SpaceX, we're going to give you the opportunity. Again, how real it is, how well will it trade? Will it actually reflect valuation? I really have no clue. I can only give you the words I just did. So, what they mean and how they would work, no idea. But it's got interest in Robinhood anyways if they hit market first with some of these offerings because as we know, sometimes you need the hype and people will dump their money into it. Robinhood could benefit.
Yeah, I sure can. All right, friends, let's stop here. We're going to head over to bearbootrators.com. And if you click on webinars, you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Peter will take you through that on this beautiful Tuesday.
Tuesday, let's focus on what we're doing today, which is our strategy and trade book sessions. Carlos, I understand that you've taken over tonight. You're going to be delivering the webinar.
Yes, I'm going to be covering for Thor. So we flip that
Yeah.
over. He's going to do the 19. I'll do tonight. That's correct.
Awesome. So Carlos is going to talk to you about trading the VWAP and his breakout strategy. Is that right? Your VWAP breakout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So, guys, you watch him trade it if you watch us on YouTube every day. This is sort of the strategy that he employs when he's watching things break up or break down. You can trade off of the VWAP effectively if you know what you're doing. So he's going to talk about that tonight in detail, right? You watch us do it, but it's different because we're not trading to teach, right? When we're here on YouTube, we're just we're taking our own trades, right? We're active traders and we're
Yeah.
trading in the
Yeah.
market. And if there's one thing we've learned, you trade very differently when you're talking about what am I thinking? What's the background? How am I getting into this? What am I assessing? What are the measures that I'm looking at? Right? There's all that stuff that Carlos and I sort of do in the background or do without sort of, when you do it enough, it becomes pseudo intuitive, right? You've sort of almost mentally automated the process. But we're going to go in depth and explain to you what that means. So, good webinar. If you're an elite member, well worth attending. That'll be at 8 o'clock tonight. Over the course of the day, we have two different sessions for you that you can take advantage of. At 11, Phil's going to be talking about the small account options trade book as he does every Tuesday at 11 a.m. once again for our elite members. And then in the onboarding room for everybody, we've got our DOS setup and a strategy session. If you want to join Brendan for that, that's in the onboarding room at noon. All right, so 11. 12 is for everybody, all membership classes. And then, of course, we've got our elite member webinar at 8 p.m. tonight that I was just describing with Carlos. So that's what we've got today. If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, go to bearabletraders.com. You can find the different membership options right there. And if you want to get in depth and sort of jumpstart your trading or accelerate from wherever you're at, you might want to check out the boot camp. Our boot camp is coming up soon, September. I can't. Somebody was already making some planning for the fall, and they're like, "Summer's almost over." So, and I'm like, "Stop it! Just stop! I don't want to hear summer's almost over. It's too early, man, Carlos. I'm not mentally ready for that. But
Yeah,
especially when
yeah.
it's like a trillion degrees out there. It's so hot. Anyways. But you got to think forward to September. And if you are, check out the bootcamp, pcapitaltrading.com. Go check it out. If you have questions, I'm always here to answer them. Email me. Happy to do that. I've had a couple, actually, two people this weekend, as I was just answering yesterday, reached out and from previous boot camps and said, "Hey, Peter, you said I could sort of give you updates." And I loved it. I love getting updates from our previous bootcamp members and telling me where they're at, what they're doing in their journey. In one case, the guy's like, "Look, man, I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. I really haven't traded much." And was describing the rebuild of their porch and how that's going. And I'm like, that's okay, right? Trading should fit into your life, and don't engineer your life around trading. That's not a good recipe. But I'm all for it. Anyways, love hearing from members. So
Yeah, yep, absolutely, friends. All right, guys, our list right now. Here it is. We have CRCL, NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, and Arch Aviation, which I like this list, right? It's not a blockbuster type list, but they're trading very well. Look at Circle of Internet. This is the one today, Peter. This thing is on fire. So look forward to this one. Before I forget, friends, Andrew's recap is on YouTube. So if you're a member of the Lambos and Garbage Truck, you have access to that recap. And these recaps, he's going to do them a lot more frequently. Low quality. We're not going to go crazy with the editing. We just want to get it out timely. Timely is key. So then this way you have it right away and you're able to just get the information, especially when we're talking about something timely. Like I did a recap I saw yesterday, and it was about, the weekend and also how we came in on Friday on AMD. So we want to get them to you timely. So don't ding us on the editing and the cuts. We're going to make it nice, quick, and raw for you guys so you guys have it time. I think it's more important.
rough and ready.
Rough and ready. There we go. All right, let's get to it, guys. Circle of Internet. Wow, this is looking good, man. It's looking good. Levels here are easy towards the bottom. Highs and lows of the last two trading days doing a great job. Pre-market high just keeps going. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking at my 5-minute. I'm worried about the pre-market high later. Look at this area here, 175, 174.94. I'm going to slam a level there because you clearly have a lot of resistance in the pre-market. I want to note that in case the price does come back down. Where the pre-market high is right now on the daily, slightly below that price, there's a level right around 183.50, we'll call it. I'm going to put a level there as well because the daily show me there's a lot of support happening there. That's going to be interesting. I want to have that there also. Above that, the next level I see is 198.50, and then above that, just in case, 214.32. And you're thinking, Carlos, really? We're at 184. You're putting a level at 214.82. Have you seen what this thing can do? 150 to 200. I mean, look at this one here. 225 down to 185. This thing can move. So again, very mindful with the number of shares you take on this bad boy. Let's look at NVIDIA. Pretty easy. We're not going to add almost any levels here besides the low of the pre-market, which is 181.23. The rest is set for you. Highs and lows of the last two trading days, doing an amazing job there, as we're just hanging out right below all-time highs. Straight to AMD, another easy one with the levels. Is stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. We're just going to add the high of the pre-market, 174.95, and even the low you don't need to add that much because the previous day close is going to be where the action is at here around that area anyway. So again, pretty easy, pretty clean, nice and simple there. Let's go straight to Tesla. Tesla this morning, also between the highs and lows, we'll add the high of the pre-market at 345.75, the low at 339.76. And you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. I'm going to add a level towards the top here because I think we will need that. It's going to be 351.50. And last but not least, Archer Aviation, ACHR. Here we are. This one's gapping down pretty good. Wow, look at the recovery so far, Peter, this morning. 821 is the low of the pre-market. I have the pre-market 923. Towards the top, you're set with the highs and lows for the last two trading days. I want to get some levels towards the bottom. Plus, this one here, look at this level. 864 is important. We'll slam that there. And then one more towards the bottom at 772. And I think you're set on Arch Aviation. All right, friends. Andrew should be ready to go. Andrew, hopefully not locked out of his office. He got locked out yesterday. In his recap, he mentioned he was locked out of his office. Then he had to go back home. I mean, it was just it was a mess for him yesterday. But he's with us today. He's logging in. So good morning, Andrew. and we'll continue over here on YouTube, guys. So take care.
All right, Carlos is going to do the old
All right.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
Get ourselves
But Peter, we got a couple of minutes if you want to let our YouTube viewers know about what the team is watching.
Yeah, our team has got, list you would expect. Jared, for example, watching ASTS Circle, CRCL, and OKLO. We've got Lenny, who's going to be watching AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and ONON. I'm surprised he's picking up the ONON. I still don't like it, to be honest. But Brendan is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, AMD, and SoundHound. Andrew, who is just joining in the office to trade live, is going to be trading Tesla, PLTR, NVIDIA, CRCL, and ASTS. And Andrew definitely looking like he just rolled out of bed. Look at that hair, man. Anyways, I'm just jealous. Megan is going to be watching CRCL and NVIDIA. And yeah, Brian actually here. I didn't think he was in today, but he looks like he's got some long trade on Tesla. I don't know if he's going to be actively trading. I'm not sure, but
All right. Awesome.
so.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right. So
But
we're just
anyways,
getting
here we
set
go,
here,
Carlos.
friends.
I've got
Yeah.
my list in, by the way. I'm going to be watching the usual suspects in NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, and PLTR. But I'm going to watch Oklo, Archer Aviation, maybe Big Bear AI, and of course CRCL. Like you pointed out, it's rocking so far this
It's
morning. We'll see
yeah.
what happens at the open, but it could be
Yeah.
interesting.
And again, my size on this thing, it's I'm not hitting a hockey like I normally do. I'm gonna type in my number of shares. It's gonna be very low, or you can't take a boatload on this thing because again, just you can get literally $5 pretty quickly. So pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
All right, let's see. What do we got? Tesla moving a little higher. We got 2 minutes for the open here. NVIDIA. Let's put all of our targets over here. OKLO. We've got Big Bear AI. We CRCL I've already got up here. What else we got? Archer. Archer. People seem to be very bullish on this Archer Aviation. This could be a good rising devil if we get a pullback and then a pop. Same thing on CRCL. This is sort of a fallen angel here where we get a pullback. If we get a pullback back towards the VWAP in both cases, um, yeah, then we could get another pop. We'll see what happens. Hmm. Not sure what we want to trade here, Carlos.
Yeah,
Wait.
I am not.
Oh,
I'm not sure. 1 minute. Let me add my tickers
there's
here.
my 1 minute alarm. Yep.
CRCL,
Definitely got to
NVIDIA,
keep an eye
AMD,
here.
Tesla, and Archer Aviation. Man, I love earnings season. You should start getting all these things that normally you wouldn't watch, like Circle of Internet, and this looks awesome. I'm gonna be focused on this one. I think we'll get something out of it. Yeah, well, I'm focused on that one, and not sure, Peter. That's the only one that looks very explosive. Actually, no, I take that back. Tesla. Look at Tesla too. Tesla looks like it's
Mm.
ready to do something for
Yep.
us as well. Um, as usual, friends, 20 seconds here. I wait 3 minutes after the market open to take a trade. So I'm gonna let all this volatility go crazy, and hopefully nothing runs to extend it that I cannot join the party. So we're ready to rock and roll here.
Yep. And I just have to remember my. Oh, here's the opening bell.
All right, here we go. All right, Tesla. Thank you, Ben, for the support. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, subscribe and like
Come
the
on.
channel.
Come on. Oh no. Is there like no pullback at all?
Wow, Tesla. Look at here. Looks nice. I gotta see what good buddy's doing here. Wow, Tesla. Look at anybody join. We have any
Oh
fast-paced
no.
traders that will be short Tesla already.
Oh,
Like
I
they're
got
in right out of the gates. Yeah.
Archer made me nervous. I got in an
Mm,
Archer Aviation. It didn't pull back for me, so I got in, and then I'm like, it needed to pop and go green, and I got in
yeah.
with a just a huge size, and oh, see there, and it made me nervous. So I got back out,
Well, you long
and
or short? Sorry, Peter. Long or
I
short?
was long, long. Oh yeah, I
Oh
was long on
yeah.
it.
Oh.
But unfortunately, I got it. I should have just had. I just got back in with a smaller size because the pop looked
Mm,
like it was going to happen.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't handle these crazy ones.
I'll wait three
It's
minutes, man. There, it's hot.
uh
It's tough. It's tough. Trading. Circle of Interest is doing an engulfing pattern here in the 1 minute. If you're a 1 minute trader, you'd be jumping in here long. But again, just it's tough. It's
I
tough
should have I
trading.
should have watched that because yeah, that made the pullback that I like, right? That's the pullback I was looking for. That is exactly
Mm,
the fallen angel type strategy. You get
yeah.
in, at the bottom of that pullback. Instead, I was chasing Archer, and it made me nervous because it didn't. And I'm sort of
Circle.
just happy that I got out actually now. It's anyways.
Circle of
Oh,
Interest is
see
gonna go,
CRCL
man.
though.
It's gonna go. Yeah, yeah. This is a
I
great
pick I picked the
setup.
wrong
Positive
horse.
news. First earnings. I mean, they got everything going on right now. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sticking to
Yeah.
my
See, I
rules.
picked
Gonna
the
wait my
wrong
3
horse.
minutes. Yep. Gonna wait my 3 minutes and it's just chill. Sean, good morning to
Uh,
you. Nvidia, little weakness. AMD. Tesla, man. Tesla's feeling the pressure after having a wonderful pre-market open here. I got BBAI as well. Look at it go here.
Yeah.
Look at that
BBAI took
ask.
off. Not as I don't like that price action as much on BBAI.
Yeah.
Archer,
Yes.
Archer. You know what? I did what I said I wasn't going to do, and
Mm.
it just I hit the button to move my stop to break even because it's an automatic thing, right? I don't even think about it.
Yep.
And I don't want to do that. I actually wanted to have my stop below, but I was going to move it up from where my initial stop target was. And unfortunately, it pulled back real quick and hit me on my stop. So before I could adjust it. Anyways.
Uh, BBAI is putting in some good action. Not the cleanest, easiest price action, but you're seeing a lot of buying pressure coming in here, man. I missed a good pullback. I want to see if we can get a good 5 minute ORB here. So I'm not gonna chase it. I want to see a good 5 minute ORB setup, but we might not get one. The level 2 is so bullish on this thing.
CRCL did not continue in
Oh
its upward
wow!
direction.
Look at that.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Carlos, right? You
Yes.
got to be careful.
Yeah.
Like this is a $10 move down now, right?
It's
From the high to the
wild,
low.
man.
So
It's wild.
CRCL
Yep.
can move.
Yep.
Like
Um. So your number of shares, you got to be ready with the number of shares to lose $5 in this stock, right? And make $5, but your risk has to think about. I could easily lose $5 on this thing, right? So how much am I going to put in play here? Um. Wow, CRCL really losing it here. BBAI, oh wow, BBAI, you just look at this, man. I almost jumped in here, Peter. I was looking at it. I was like, man, it's a $5 stock. I just hesitated too much. But this entry right here, beautiful pullback to the VWAP, bounce off of that. Oh,
now,
that
Carlos,
was
I'm
love.
I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
I'm watching AMD
Mm-hmm.
because the VWAP and the previous close are right at the same spot. The thing is, the
Oh
market's
yeah.
pushing higher. I want to see if it's going to bounce off the underside here, and it might be good for a short back to the low of day. But
Yeah.
the concern is it could pop higher because the market's pushing higher right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Market's
know.
running pretty hot now. I like this trade too,
Yeah.
Peter, for the short. 5 minute ORB. You got the resistance of the VWAP and the previous day close here. At least to the low of the day target. I do like that. But again, you're right. I don't like taking AMD, Nvidia, Tesla when the market is pushing heavily in the other direction. I feel like
Yeah.
I want as less friction as possible in my direction. you know?
Exactly.
But this is a
Well,
great risk to reward here, Peter. What's this? 30 cents? I'm going short, I think. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's think this
it's
through.
no, it's more than 30 cents, I think. You gotta put your stop.
Yeah, it's more like 80. Looks, I think. Well, now it's definitely more like 80. I think are we overthinking it, Peter? Are we overthinking this
Maybe.
trade here?
Maybe. I don't know. I just I think I might have missed the entry.
Mm-mm-mm.
I had an entry over 172, which did give me a
I
good risk to
yeah,
reward, but I'm not in. I'm just watching. I just think
it's
it
gonna
looks
go.
like it wants to go back down here.
Oh, I can't get in now. Sweet. I say we lost the entry. Definitely can't get in now.
Damn it. It
172
again.
was the entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 172 was the entry.
Had it lined up. I called it out to you, but did I take it?
Mm,
Put it
mm,
up for me,
mm.
Carlos.
I will put it up. I have it right here. Bring it out. Bring it out. Boom. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
could use that.
there
I
it
could
is.
use that today too, because
Yeah.
I was looking at it and take the trade.
Dang it.
All right. Let's see here. Nvidia, AMD,
CRCL.
Tesla,
Oh,
uh,
looks like
Arch
this is not
Aviation.
going. It's not going straight down, Carlos. It's back up towards the 172.
Yeah,
Now, see
struggling a little bit.
this makes me less certain about the trade though, with this
Mm-hmm.
push higher here, because this was a sort of a big push back.
Yeah, yeah. Hood had a decent breakout, yeah, off the VWAP here. So trying to get a 5 minute ORB continuation going. Already did that. I don't have a
There it
trade here though,
is.
guys.
There.
On Hood. Short Tesla. Tesla was another good. Wow, I missed some good trades, guys. I missed a lot of good setups here. Oh, maybe we were AMD's back above the VWAP, Peter.
Yeah, as I
We
said,
were
like
not
is
wrong. Yeah. Yep.
we didn't miss that much. I mean, I would have got a partial down there after the
Yep.
spike lower, and then would have been stopped at break even. So didn't miss much. And now it's
Yep.
definitely gone through what I would consider
Yeah.
reasonable.
It's a
So yeah,
strong move.
so
Yep.
yeah. So now it's almost looking like a long, right?
I'm
Now that
waiting
it's
for the
popped higher.
pullback, and actually, this will be a
Mhm.
VWAP breakout. If we can get this, it'll be in the webinar tonight. So VWAP breakout. If I can get the pullback and the setup, I will go long here. Yesterday, I jumped in a little bit early. I jumped on the pullback candle because I didn't want to miss the move. Now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the confirmation candle here if I can get it. So let's see. This thing might not give you a whole lot because it looks like it wants to go. And now that it's going with the SPY in the overall market, I like it better. I like it much
Right.
better.
Yeah.
This is like a little more confidence to actually take the trade in this direction. All right. Wow, this candle still got 30 seconds to go. Come on. What are we doing? Oh, no. Stay. Pull back. Uh, I want that retest of the previous day close and the VWAP. And then the following candle, I want to jump in. We didn't get nothing. No pullback. Give us just a little more, please. This will be such a bad entry here. It's not gonna. This is gonna go. I think it's not. It's
I'm
not.
with you for the bad entry, Carlos.
Yeah, it's a
I'm in
bad
on this
A.
as well. It's long, but I'm gonna very
You're in.
aggressively put my stop here.
Yeah, I didn't jump in, but
Yeah.
you're in. Good, man. Good. I
Uh,
didn't jump in. It's, uh,
I don't trust it though.
yeah, and I
And
don't mind not trusting it as much, but that's what I require a good entry. Like I
yeah,
require
see,
that.
it just came back
Yeah,
to my break even, and I stopped out. So two stop outs this morning. Not my trade, but I know it's your
yeah.
trade, and it's it like you said, it looked good, but you didn't get the pullback,
I
which
didn't
makes
get
it
the
tough to
yeah.
get a good risk to reward, right? So
Yep. Yep. We'll see.
um,
Just hanging out here. If the SPY continues to go higher, this thing is just gonna gradually make its way to the high of the day, and it'll be a nice trade. But again, gotta stick to my signals, man. It is what it is. All right, let's keep looking. We'll find something. We'll find something. Let's see here.
OKLO
BBAI.
just bounced off the
Wow.
VWAP.
OKLO. Oh yeah, look
BBAI
at
did
that.
end up moving.
Yeah,
We
this
got to
thing
remember
went.
it's tight range though, right? Like 40, it's really just a 40-cent move,
Yep, yep.
but looks impressive on the chart. PLTR is choppy.
Arch
CRCL
Aviation.
ended up being not that great.
Oh, Andrew's got a great trade on the hood. Got in a couple of minutes ago, about 3 minutes ago. Got a nice trade here, partially into the high of the day. So he got in, added on the pullback, and now he's parceling out here on this move up. Hood is great, man. Did I have Hood on my list? I thought I had Hood on my list. What happened?
Well,
Right,
we
we
talked
talked
about it. I
about
didn't
this.
end up,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't end up putting it on my list either, and looks like maybe you should.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
It's
Yeah, Andrew, I see your Hood
like
trade here, man. This is good. I thought I had Hood. For some reason, I thought I had it on my list. I don't know what happened, but it's okay. This looks. Let's take a
AMD.
look.
AMD is
Yeah,
being
your
difficult
strength.
today, so sort of glad that I
Yep.
got back out of that. It's didn't just run, right? Like you want to see.
Yeah. I thought you said Brian was here.
Oh. He was texting in the chat room, but he doesn't seem to
Oh,
be. He's not talking. He's not live trading. It seems because he's in
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
So
So here's ASTS. So two trades for Andrew. I see here ASTS, long, long, long there. Partial here that he's got his limit orders. See his limit orders up here? Got his limit orders ready to be filled if the
yeah.
price gets up there. And that has the same for Hood as well. So let's see if we can get going. Hood is going nicely here. Um, Man, I'm not in anything. Come on.
Me neither.
Come on, man.
Neither.
So many great moves. Nvidia VWAP breakout. So there it is. Nvidia VWAP breakout. This could be good. But yeah, not in anything, man. Let's see.
Oh.
ASTS. Nvidia, guys. I'm thinking Nvidia long, Peter. If we can hold the VWAP. Um,
I don't
not
know.
the,
There doesn't seem to be a lot of energy in. I mean,
yes.
I've been watching AMD here, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of energy in that. So
I don't
I'm
want to
thinking,
force it either.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nvidia might be similarly quieter today than we'd hope, at least so far.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wait. You know, my big trades, my main trades, as we all know by now, don't happen till later. So I've got
Yeah.
nothing to lose by waiting. Especially being that I'm
Agreed.
sitting on these two stopouts. Wow, look at that drop on both Nvidia and AMD.
And
See what I
Tesla, look at
mean?
Tesla continues to drop, man. Tesla is just
Yeah.
was a beautiful 5 minute ORB. I mean, look at this pullback. I love this entry here towards the low of the day to get the continuation. This is such a good move,
Wow.
guys. If you don't know how to trade off the VWAP, man, we got tons of videos that are gonna show you how to
Uh,
trade off the VWAP. It's just so good, so good.
now, now that was a market-based rug pull there. Look at the just
Yeah.
look at the SPY or the Qs. We
Oh
got this sudden
yeah.
drop on huge volume, especially the SPY. And then you can see, like, look at Microsoft, for example, right? You can see that a
Yeah.
bunch of tickers. So there's the SPY chart that Carlos is showing you. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Microsoft, if you flip right over, it looks very similar, doesn't it? So Microsoft
Yeah.
had a good rise here in the morning, and then it just dropped. Like, look at
Yeah.
that, just lost it all. So if you were long on this thing, suddenly you'd be like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Right down to VWAP.
If you're
So
short, if you're short Tesla, which Tesla looks just awesome today.
yeah,
You got a little
wow,
extra push.
it
Well,
looks
not
terrible.
that big of a push,
I mean,
but listen.
it's a good downward move. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. So, question from Brian: where would my stop have been on Tesla? Above the VWAP, slightly above the VWAP, right? So, the VWAP is basically where I don't want to see the stock go over. My stop would have been just a couple of cents above that, so I don't get stopped out. Because again, you see these wicks, the price loves to test your levels, right? So whenever I want to have my stop, let's say my stop is going to be 345, I'm going to calculate slightly above that, give myself a little bit of room to survive the pullback if it gets that close, right? So AMD bouncing off the VWAP. Circle of Infinite looks weak, man. I think it's going to keep going lower. I mean, I don't want to join it here because I don't have a strategy for this, but it just looks like it wants to continue to break down on this 5 minute, on this 1 minute. But again, I don't have a strategy, so careful, guys, if you are looking at that. AMD, NVIDIA, AMD 5 minute breakout,
The
5
market
minute RB.
oracle, yeah.
It's an ugly one, but it could be. What's the news, guys? You guys get the news? I'm watching some channel sources here. I'm not seeing any news. Not seeing anything on Trading Terminal. Not seeing anything on Bloomberg. Not seeing anything. That could have caused that. So if somebody knows something, guys, I'm gonna go long AMD. Long AMD here for the breakout. I like, you got a 5 minute RB. You got a high of the day here. Long here. My stop, I would love to be V up, but it can't. It's got to be a little bit higher than that. So hopefully we get the push. So I like this setup here. Long on it. And if you look at the 5 minute too, we have this range, right? This is a 5 minute range there that we're kind of stuck in. So let's see if this can hold and break out. Yeah, not the cleanest possible breakout, but let's see if we can get this going.
Yeah.
Dan, be careful long AMD. What do you see that you don't like on it on AMD? Share with me, brother. Share with me. Today gap update interesting. Amazon is dropping like a rock. Yeah, China told their companies not to. Yeah, but that was yesterday, right? Phoenix.
That was yesterday.
Oh man, look at AMD. It's gonna stop me out. Let's see. Can we stay above the
It's
VWAP?
look, it's still in this range, Carlos. If it gets below
Yeah,
172, then you've got to worry about it. But if it stays above 172, you could still be in play. But yeah, it's not
yeah. It's
pretty.
not trading well. I'm gonna jump out of it. Not trading well for sure.
Oh, already. Okay.
Yep, yep. Gonna jump out of that. So I think it'll break, but just don't know which way it's gonna go here.
Yeah,
Um,
this might be the bounce point here. It's tough to tell.
yeah. But yeah, Phoenix game. Yeah, so we saw that news yesterday. We also saw the news of Trump, right, from Trump saying that he's gonna pause China tariffs for 90 more days, so it extends a little bit longer. So, but it's funny when he mentioned that yesterday, the market didn't react at all. We're actually live, and the SPY didn't really budge. We're live for our live stream for earnings. Didn't budge at all.
Right. Yeah.
Regular size. I don't take big shares. So normal size. If it's something like Circle Vincent, I would have taken like 100 shares. If Circle Vincent, I would have taken like 100 shares because the way that thing can move, $10, $5. Yeah, I'm not really, can't risk that much. But yeah, regular size. I don't take huge size, right? Oh, glad I'm got out, guys. Look at that. Look at that drop on AMD. It is
Yeah, it did end
messy.
up dropping
Yeah.
pretty heavy. Well, Andrew's even working on a losing day, so it's not
no, he is.
not as good as we'd hoped, Carlos. I
Yeah,
had some, good hopes before the open. So
yeah,
far, not so great. It's not
yep, yep.
horrible. It's just not so great.
But you know what? Out of the gate, we did miss some targets here. Look at Tesla, short. I would have been in this trade. I know 100%. Like you know how you trade, so you kind of start getting an idea of like, yes, this is something I would have joined. I would have so joined this short, right? And look at it go, man. It's just in the red now. Continues to
Yeah,
drop. Anybody take this short, guys, over on YouTube? Anyone take this short? You should still be in it.
actually,
Short in Tesla, very nice. What was your entry? How did you trade it? We'd love to know.
yeah, Tesla ended up being a very good short, actually.
Yeah, no, it's that 1 minute, and I say, so let's break this down a little bit, right? So when we say good short, it's not just because it's going down that it's a great short. We usually are saying good short because we would have had a reasonable entry because everything could look good after the fact, right? But here, I'm saying great short because this here is my signal, right? And I know I would have entered here short as it bounced off the VWAP. But I wasn't watching it. I really wasn't watching it. So, but look at this go. Nice continuation. Took NVIDIA short. I'm in till 366. That's your target. Okay, so you're in short. Answer a breakdown level of 341. Very nice. A lot of you guys got in at 341. Okay. Georgie also in at 341. Very good.
Yeah,
Video.
341 is the point of the breakdown, so that's
Yeah,
reasonable. If you were
makes
watching
sense.
it, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brett taking POTR short. Let's take a look. POTR short. Yeah, yeah. It looks a little messy for me. Again, for me. But it is breaking down here as well. Made a new low just now of the day, so it'll be interesting. If that continues. All right, so just one trade for me, guys. Stop out on AMD, and I'm just gonna hold my ammo, man. I'm not seeing anything that looks awesome at the moment. What did BTAI do? Also came back, pulled back here as well. But you know what this does, Peter, and you'll probably be
What's
around
that?
for a lot of this. It's reversals, right? We start getting these
Yep,
beautiful reversal plays. So
absolutely.
again, don't rush into it. Wait, we're gonna have reversals coming up. Hopefully for these things that have sold off. So just save some of that ammo for sure. Hi, Carlos. For example, you missed Tesla short on the first pullback to the VWAP. Will you enter again on the second pullback, or will you pass since the risk reward is desire is not there? Yeah, I'm a big VWAP trader, man. I VWAP is my comfort zone area, so it's hard for me to get in on pullbacks after we have left the VWAP, right? And this is why it's also very difficult for me to add, because on winning trades, right? So we did yesterday on AMD, by the way. The recap is available on YouTube. But yeah, getting in here as my original entry is tough for me. It's tough for me, right? Because I like that VWAP push off, that VWAP breakout. I'm a VWAP trader, and the other part, that's one of my strategies. The other one is the 5 minute open range breakout. So yeah, so
I
I will have not entered.
I
Which
want I Carlos, unfortunately, I want a winning trade here at AMD, and I'm looking at it saying I want to go short now, but
Peter,
my head is
Peter,
telling me my head
leave it
is
alone.
telling me don't do it because I don't know. I don't know which direction it's going to go. I just want it to go short.
Yeah.
And look at that
Well,
spike. Look at where did that little spike come from? What the heck?
yeah, it just disappeared.
Anyways.
What's the song? There's nothing wrong. Like my body, my mind's telling me, yeah, but my body. What song is that? It's a great song, where his mind's telling him this and his body's
I
telling him
don't
that. Peter, come on,
I
stay
don't
strong.
know. I'm not sure what
It might be an
I'm
R.
not sure
Kelly song,
what
and if it
song we're
is,
talking about
and
here.
you're offended by the R. Kelly songs, I'm sorry. It might be an R. Kelly song. These guys, man, they so messed up the '90s. I bump and grind by R. Kelly. There you go. These, like with their stupidity, what they did, him, Puff Daddy, they have some really great R&B songs when R&B was R&B, right? And they messed that up for a lot of people, you know?
Apparently,
See,
you included.
huh?
I said
Yeah.
for you as
Well,
well.
yeah, because again, remember, I grew up in New York, and that's what you hear,
Yeah.
R&B, hip hop. That's what we grew up as kids. And who did not graduate to "I Believe I Could Fly" from R. Kelly, right? I mean, who didn't graduate to that? I did. Can't play that now because
Yeah.
he's banned. He's banned.
Yeah.
But this guy
Theme
literally
song
had
of
the graduation theme song
what's
of
the
all
movie?
time, and he messed that up. What do the small green triangles mean? So that's this is long. So when it's green, I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit. So this is long,
Yeah.
and I try to make this pink so you can see it better if it's on a red candle. This is short, right? And if I'm going short, the green triangle will be cover and the red will be short, right? So in this case, I would try to go long here. Didn't work out, stopped out. And so that's what those are. This is sell and buy. Sorry, buy. This is buy, and this is sell. Set it backwards. All right, what do we have, friends? What do we have? What do we have? We're just scanning. This is the part where you gotta be patient, guys.
Yeah.
I remember being a new trader and
Don't.
just jumping into stupid stuff. So just gotta be patient. I think reversals are coming. We're gonna get some stuff here. So let's just wait. AMD show. Did you take Ryan? Peter, your show would have
Yeah.
worked out.
You
I
told me
mean,
not to.
what?
I know.
I did.
No, like I said, it wasn't I wanted to, it wasn't really my trade setup, and it was 50-50,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So okay, so it
yeah. Of
happened to have
course,
worked
of
out,
course.
but it doesn't
Yeah,
mean it
yeah.
was a mature trade.
Listen, me, it was a great trade. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But man, look at the drop here. Um,
Yeah.
Tesla
Almost a shame
continues
that
to
it
drop.
worked out.
AMD drop. Nvidia making a new low. Wow, things are so weak. Um, things are so weak. Guys, any questions as we wait for trades? Any questions you guys have, we can answer them here. We'll do a giveaway. So, 5 giveaways. So one of my good friends texted me yesterday. He's like, "Hey, Carlos, I won. Where's my $5?" I'm like, no, 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 no. We're giving away 5 giveaways. We're not giving away $5 to one winner. So it was funny. So when a guy's even put a smile on my face. Good buddy of ours. He's been on YouTube for a long time. So thank you for that. But it made me smile when he said, "Hey, where's my $5?" Well, you could win twice, so you might be able to, get maybe one or two more books. We had one person that won
Ah,
twice, so he's getting one book and he's gonna get another one. So it's a good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did anybody take this AMD short? I mean, I called it. I didn't take
You
it.
called it. Yeah, yeah.
Look
You
at
did
that.
call
Low
it.
of day now.
But
Yikes.
everything, Peter, everything seems to just be drowning here, man. I don't understand.
Yeah. Oh well.
Mehdi, his name is what? I can't share that, man. I, I, li- I like to keep the privacy. They say it's up to them. That's up to them, but I can't do that. I should do like Andrew does. Who was it? Said to Andrew, "Hey Andrew, look how much money I made." Like they had a great trade, and they're a good buddy of ours, so we can have this conversation. We're not offending anybody. It's like, "Hey
Right.
Andrew, yeah, look how much money I made, man. Thank you." So he's thanking Andrew for his book and his teachings, and he's like, and he made like almost like it was like $17,000. It was like a big win. Good buddy of ours who lives in New
Yeah.
York, and he's like, "But don't tell the chat. I don't want people to see how much I made." Andrew comes in. "Hey guys, look how much he made. He told me to tell you guys, but I'm gonna share with you because we're a family." Just like if you tell Andrew not to tell somebody something, he's
Oh
definitely
yeah.
gonna tell people. He's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Red rag to a
definitely."
bull. Red rag to a bull. Like
Uh, love it, love it, love it.
it's like even when
So
his
genuine. It's
like
funny though.
we could talk about it now because his brother just got married this past weekend.
Oh yes, yes.
But do you remember when like he came? Guess what I was doing this weekend?
I was out shopping for an engagement ring with Artie. And he's like, "Oh, shoot." But he hasn't told his wife yet, guys. Don't tell anybody. And we're like, "Well, you shouldn't be telling us.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
hasn't even
yeah.
proposed yet." Dude.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Andrew.
Good stuff,
We
good
love him.
stuff.
We love him to death.
It's a
Don't share your
blast, man.
deepest, darkest secrets with Andrew.
It's a blast. All right, since we are not taking any
Oh,
trace,
no,
let's see what
Carlos. Look at
what
look
I don't want to
look.
look at it. AMD.
Oh,
How
God.
bad is it?
Oh, it's
It's
a good
down
move.
down almost 2%. But it's all of them, Peter. Look at Nvidia,
I know.
Tesla. They're
I was right
all
there. I
we're in a
called the move. Damn
yeah,
it.
we're just on a downtrend. Hey, look at Archer. Archer's holding. That could be interesting. That could be
Is
interesting. I'm not saying we got
I
to go
don't
long
know.
now, but I like when stocks hold. When everything else is settling down, I like when stocks hold.
Uh,
If I get in here, it'll be a scalp. It won't be a trade. It's not a strategy. It'll be a scalp to the high of the day. Get about 30 cents here. Oh, where's the volume? I might have missed it already. This thing is going.
Yeah, the volumes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta react quickly.
I
Like
don't know
you
how
gotta get
all
in
that.
at right here, and you gotta be partially by now, right? This has got to be fast trading. So I wasn't watching the stock. I just tuned into it and
Yeah.
saw it happening a little too late. All right. Let's see who's been doing what here. Will. Look at Will. This is Will trading one of our members here. Got a couple of trades on there. Very nice. Who else do we have? Just looking at what the members have shared on our chat here. Paris took Nvidia. Look at this, man. Look at Paris's trade
Of
on
course he
Nvidia
did.
here. He took Nvidia short on the resistance here. I'm sure he partial added, and just look at this beautiful drop. Added again, man. His
Yeah.
ads, I gotta tell you, his ads
Yep.
are really really good. This is what he does. This is what he does. He
Yep.
adds, and look at the partial down here. So this is Paris. Him and Gary, guys, by the way, trade live every day on our chat. So at 11 a.m. when Andrew comes off and stuff like that, they trade live in the chat room. So if you're interested in him and Gary, do an awesome job. Wow, excellent trade, Paris, man. I gotta let him know that was beautiful, beautiful
I'm
stuff.
surprised he didn't trade Tesla on this downturn. This is his move.
Well, Nvidia probably gave him an easier entry,
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
but
Maybe. Megan had a great trade on CRCL. Took her 2 tries, but she
where's
got
her
that
trade?
move. She was short bias on it.
Oh, I
She
got it. Here it
posted
is.
her trade. Yeah,
Megan,
see
another one of
that.
our great traders. So first trade,
Yeah.
short stopped out, short again, added, and then she got her move. Look at that. Added, partial, added, partial, partial. Wow. Wow, she's buying the drinks next time we meet. 187 to 172. That is monstrous move. Monstrous. So good job, Megan. It's awesome. Ivan, United States inflation rate increase. Yes. Christian, you did take AMD short. Very nice, brother. Very nice. So you did take AMD short. Yeah, man. Just the weakness here is real. It really is. Archer did bounce here. It looks like it does want to go towards the high of the day. I didn't turn to it in time. Would have been a great scalp trade here. That's what I was looking for to take on this one. Today is garbage.
Yeah.
Yes, this is why it's called Lambos and garbage trucks. And today is garbage truck. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't
Garbage
taken
truck
many trades,
day.
but my only trade is garbage. Shout out to the members, guys, that have joined the garbage trucks, the Lambos and garbage truck. Really appreciate your support for the channel. We're gonna have so much fun with this thing. We're doing regular recaps. I did a recap. I did a recap yesterday of our trades. Um, Again, and it's so funny. I haven't made a recap in such a long time. And now when I was making this recap, since I feel like, you know what, this is not for the public, it's for our members. It felt more like more of a family type recap. So I even threw my family in
Right.
the recap. I threw my
Oh yeah.
videos of my weekend. Oh
Okay.
yeah, because it felt like, this is more inclusive. It's not open to everybody. So I talked about my weekend and what we did. I got my wife and kids in there, and it felt less pressure. Like, it felt like I was talking to friends that I know, and that was awesome. So we're gonna be doing more recaps like that. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll post for everybody on YouTube, not the people that follow us here, obviously, but just the whole world, right? It felt more inclusive, which was nice. So, and Andrew had a great breakdown of his Tesla trade yesterday with the 3 strategies he did on there, and how he traded them, different time frames. So definitely check that out. And Paris is gonna. I want Paris and Gary to do recaps for us too. They do some really great trading. So I'll talk to Paris today. We'll get him to do a recap once in a while. It doesn't have to be every day because we don't have to bombard it, but once in a while it'll be nice to see his trading style, right?
Yep.
So yeah, friends. All right, how are we doing with the likes? How are we doing today? Thanks, Jeremiah. I appreciate you. Let's take a look here. And how are we doing? It's 283. All right, so we're a little bit low on the likes. So let me hit it myself. We'll love to get a little bit higher, guys. So help us there.
Yeah, you
400
gotta hit the button
is our goal.
yourself.
Yeah, I got to hit the button here myself. So I just did. All right, let's not lose focus of these reversals. AMD, Peter, what are we thinking? 5 minute
I'm
engulfing.
thinking I'm still hurting from missing it.
Okay.
Look at that. But a good volume at the low of day here.
Yeah.
Looks like it, yeah, might want to bounce back. It's not in the trade range for me, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll certainly keep watching it here, see what it does.
Yep. Leon Joe, if you're new to the channel, welcome. So we're on every day at 8:30. Every market day at 8:30 Eastern time. We're on. We're live. We start preparing. Go live at 9:30. All the way to 10:30. Andrew comes on here at 10:30 now. He'll recap his day. We'll do a couple of giveaways of his ebook, and then Thora 11. I mean, we have a whole show all the way to 12, right? So pretty active. Yeah, subscribe. We'd love to have you back if you're new. Welcome. NVIDIA? I'm sorry, AMD, Peter?
No, it's not my trade, but
Yeah.
could go back up.
Rigetti? Jody, so Rigetti right now, I feel like I don't have enough volume for the breakout, right? So again, it might do a breakout here. I don't like it as much. Long Apple. Andrews was waiting for the reversal. He's getting it here. So he's long Apple. 227.80 is his entry. Very nice. 227 is his average because he added. Oh, that's his entry. That's his entry at the bottom. He added. All right, perfect. All right, let's see where Apple goes. I think reversals are coming. I think they're coming here. I'm trying to see what I can get in on. I can't get Andrew's great entry in Apple anymore, so I gotta find another thing to get in on. Don't. What can we find here, friends? I think I like AMD's setup, but this is no man's land. I don't like this is no man's land here. Where here's the low of the day, here's the VWAP, and this middle area is tough. You either get in here long to go up or get in here short to go down if you like, but this middle area can go either way. And it's a tough entry location, I find.
I agree.
It's a tough entry location. If we get a pullback, maybe we can get going here. SPY's trying to push higher, doing a little bit of a pullback here. Tesla making a double bottom. Could be.
Tesla?
Could
Maybe.
be.
It's a fairly weak double bottom if it is,
I was gonna say the same thing because I like the double
in my
bottom. I don't know
opinion.
about you guys, but I like it on the 5 minute. It's just kind of get a little more confirmation. So it's doing it here in the 1 minute, but let's see. This looks like a lot of selling pressure. It looks like it might want to actually break the low of the day. Yeah, that price action. It's ooh, whoa. Look at that, guys. Yeah, man, the weakness on the SPY from the beginning, out of the gates, the weakness on, I'm sorry, not SPY, Tesla. It's been outrageous, guys. Look at, it's just, wow, new low. So yeah, something so weak like this, I will really wait for a very strong, clean double bottom. Maybe on a bigger time frame, like the 5 minute opposed to the 1 minute. Like you want to make really sure that we're done. We're done selling. But the more sells, the higher likelihood you have of getting a reversal towards the VWAP. You might not get to VWAP, but towards VWAP. Arch Aviation, AMD. I'm itching to go long AMD here, friends. Itching.
Are you? No. Andrew's
Yeah.
long trying to get Apple to squeeze above VWAP because he's taken a bunch of shares at VWAP.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Andrew has a way of making these things always work, but it's doesn't look good to me. I don't. This is not the range I like to trade in, so. And I am still regretting, I have to admit, I've got 2 stop outs on the day, so no, just
Yeah.
2 tiny, basically break-even stop outs, and
Yeah.
and then of course the missed short on AMD that sucks because I called it, and
Yeah.
oh well.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Tesla doing some stuff here, guys. American Airlines high of the day. Oh yeah, United Airlines was in the gap up, Liz. We didn't really talk about it much. What was the reason they're moving up today? Because I didn't see any airline news. Let's go ahead and check tradingterminal.com. We'll click on news here and we'll check out what is going on with United Airlines. See if we have anything. UAL. UNH. That's an interesting ticker. UNH.
UNH, really?
Straight up today. Oh yeah, they're having a day. They are definitely having a day. Look at this. Up 4%, 3.2 million shares traded. So we're seeing something there. He's serious about the legal action. I mean, he's going for it. I just saw a headline for
really, Elon?
Elon. Yeah, he's making headlines here. He's going after Apple.
You go for it.
Yep.
Well,
Apple long. Andrew could just tell the future, man.
see, Andrew made it
He
work.
could just tell
Look
the
at that.
future. He's not human, man. This
I
guy's
know.
not
Hey.
human.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Carlos, don't look at the AMD.
I'm not gonna look at AMD.
Okay.
But I see the numbers here on the watch list. I see it ticking up.
So you're looking. You're just not looking at a chart.
I'm just not looking at the chart. The chart makes it real.
I see.
What the heck? It's just unreal.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. How about Tesla? Tesla also trying? Well,
Anybody?
it's trying. I would have been partially right about now. It's okay. You know, it's I you know, as this is proof that we're not all robots. Andrew's a robot. Me and Peter are not. We're real humans. We got skin,
Definitely,
right?
definitely not robots. We're very
But
ineffective robots if we are.
oh yeah, we're the version 1. We need an upgrade.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
We
it
need
would
the
be like
Android upgrade.
pre-beta release to be
Oh
version
my,
zero dot
we're still
4, you know, type thing.
in beta mode,
Yeah,
man. My
beta trials,
goodness.
yeah, and it's not going well.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Ah, look at Arch Aviation also took off here. Where's shall we dare look at Andrew's trades? Yes, let's look at Andrew's trades. Why not? All right, let's see here. There he goes, friends. So this is Andrew's trade here on Apple. Add. And just the explosion above the VWAP into 229. He's saying hi there. He looks good for a robot. He moves very well. Robots are usually very robotic, but yeah, looks good. Oh man, nice trading, man. Nice trading. Not an easy day. No, but honestly, that's not easy trading. What Andrew did there is not easy. That's tough to do. It's very difficult. He'll talk more about it when he comes on a little bit later. And you have those days where you just it doesn't come easy. Like you're battling. Like today was a battle day. To make it work, today was a battle day. If you look at his recap yesterday, smooth, easy days. You have those, and then today was one we had to grind, and that's okay. This was not the cleanest day, but yes, that's a battle day, and that's okay once in a while. I read the book by Andrew a few days ago in Korea. Nice, man, nice. Hopefully you enjoyed. And one of the things we ask is just an honest review. It goes a long way, and Andrew reads every single one of them. So, thank you, thank you. Circle of internet dropping. All right, so now everything's coming back to the VWAP. I might not have another opportunity here today. Just thinking about my strategies, the way things are setting up. I might not get anything today. We'll have to see how it plays out. What did you hear?
Oh, come on.
What did you hear?
What the? Oh my goodness.
What happened?
Jared is telling Andrew, did you hear Peter's comments about your hair?
Oh no.
Look at that. It's just ratting me out.
Oh, his Jared's
rat bastard. Just ratting me out. Just like that. Yeah. What's that about? Come on, man. What the
Jared.
What is happening?
If he wasn't such a smart trader, he'll be on the ban list, but he's such a good trader, man. I can't.
The problem is he only gave half. It's like taking a soundbite, right? He took a soundbite. What was the full thing I said? You guys can go back. It's on record on YouTube. What did I say? Look at Andrew's hair. My God. I am just jealous. He didn't include the second part. So, you know, I'll readily acknowledge I don't have hair. I know it. It's not a surprise to me.
Those sound bites are important. That's what that's what the media does to us sometimes, right? They'll cut the things out for their narrative, and if you don't get the whole story, it's just insane. It's happening to Peter right now.
Take it out of context. Oh well, you know.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful friends. Yes, Dan says fake news. That's exactly.
Well,
Peter got hit with some well, not fake, but incomplete incomplete news.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh well.
All
right.
Yeah. Guys, Tesla is really struggling. Like, even with the market pushing higher here, everybody else is kind of finding the reversal. They're looking to go lower. You know what it is? Again, it's Elon with this lawsuit now against Apple. You think Tesla board wants to be involved with this? They don't want to be involved against Apple. Like, why? What are you doing?
But I mean,
call
I guess technically it has nothing to do with Tesla, right? This
but
should just be as X. But
it
yes.
shouldn't matter. But the problem is that everything Elon is Tesla. Like they're
Yeah.
just joined at the hip. He could be doing something completely out of whatever that has nothing to do with Tesla. Whatever he does is joined at the hip. This guy is like his heart beat Tesla into his bloodstream, right? That's how integrated these two are. But yeah, it's just something
Carlos, you and I
else.
both failed to take the trades we were looking at, and look at us now.
Yeah, we had a very uh, ineffective day today. Right?
Yeah.
We didn't lose a lot. I had one small trade here on an AMD. Well, not small trade, but small loss. But we just didn't execute. We didn't take a lot of trades. So AMD is coming up to the VWAP, which is a tough trade now because you have had this amazing run already. How much juice do you have left? And you have previous day close coming up here as well. Let's see if we get our VWAP breakout. If I get a nice VWAP breakout signal, maybe there's still some opportunity to go long here. So here's the breakout happening. We're going to talk about this tonight, by the way, guys. VWAP breakout trades. This is the breakout. I like to see the pullback, and then this will be a red candle, and then the confirmation moving higher. This is usually our entry. Again, we'll break that down tonight in our webinar for strategies this evening. If you're part of the elite members, you get access to that over on BBT. So here's the pullback coming up. The challenge with this one is how much it has ran up already. So how much juice do we have left here? Oh, Apple. Look at Apple for Andrew right now. So he's partialed.
I know.
He's partialed
And then added
here.
back.
And say, you know what? I'm just gonna add. I'm just gonna stick it to Carlos and Peter on the show. I'm just gonna add here and take it over to the previous day close. So awesome, man. Awesome. So again, not easy trading, but some days I like to gotta make it work. All right, let's see AMD. If we get our pullback here, this could be a good entry. I'm not a big fan of the previous day close here. This could be a pullback. Friends, remember today we're doing 5 giveaways, so make sure you stick around for that. And I want high of day of the SPY, says Andrew. Wants all-time high. Oh yes, SPY does want to get higher. It's strong, really strong. So yeah, so stick around. We're gonna give 5 giveaways to you guys when Andrew comes on closer to 11. We'll be doing that, so I'll let you know when the hashtag is on, so you can join in. And make sure you subscribe. First time here, we're live every morning, so subscribe. We come on at 8:30. We'd love to have you part of the YouTube family. You also have access to join the Lambos and Garbage Trucks family as well, where we see live recaps. And we're just 78 likes away from our goal. Our goal is 400, which is very easy peasy reachable. So if 70 of you guys can, just kind of slap that button, we'll really appreciate it. It does a lot for us. So thank you guys. And for those 330 that have done it already, man, we really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. All right, so here's the pullback on AMD. That's not much of a pullback. But here's the confirmation candle. I'm going to go long. Let's see. Here's the confirmation candle. Let's see if we can get the push above the previous day close. Let's see if we can do something here. All right, not the easiest trade. Everything okay? Okay, good. Oh, that's nice. All right, awesome. All right, so long AMD. We want to break the VWAP here. Did you take Arch Aviation? Arch Aviation was so nice. We saw it here, but by the time I tuned into it was too late. And yeah, you got 40 cents out of this thing, going for 10. Well, depending where you got in. So looking good. AMD is gonna pull back again. AMD.
Carlos, that anyways. Who am I? I'm not trading well myself this morning here, but
You're not Andrew, man. You're not Andrew.
no kidding. None of us are. None of
No,
us
I'm just
are.
kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it's a tough trading day today, guys. Not an easy trading day. I'm in this AMD trade, very close to stopping out. Not the best trade. We did get our. The problem here is it's just how much. I usually don't like the VWAP strategy after we've moved up so much because you eventually run out of steam, right? And so a lot of things are not great here. And I mentioned this earlier too. It's the previous day closest right here. I don't like that. That's gonna just add that little extra resistance we don't need. But let's see. SPY is strong. I'm hoping that a breakout could happen here. So if it does, it's probably gonna take a very long time. Mike, so my stops, this is why I usually notice both my trades very near the VWAP. Usually my stop is the loss of the VWAP, right? Went long here, lost the VWAP, we're out. Went long here, I'm probably going to give it to around 170, 125, right? So it's not that tight for, well, I guess it is a little bit for the way the stock moves. But I'd rather stop out with a small loss and get back in if I need to, if the strategy sets up, right? I'd rather do that than have a wide stop, right? So I'd rather do that. And it has its pros and cons. I'll get stopped out more often, but my losers will be small. And I'll get more wins, but my wins are not going to be huge because of the way I parse, right? So it all just balances out. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what I figure out with the trade management part, is that you can't keep all your shares for the days we have like AMD yesterday, and you can't take parcels at the perfect place when the stock is going to turn around, right? It's just you can't do both ways, unfortunately. So what I tell traders is pick the one that is most probable to happen, right? So pick that one, and yes, on an individual trade, your style of trade management might not be great, but it's going to be great on other trades depending on how they form, right? So that's the best way to do it, and then make small tweaks as you go. All right, friends, what do we have? Come on, AMD. Let's do this. High of the day for AMD. Is that a reasonable target? We're at the previous day close now. High of the day is 173.35. I think that's reasonable. Actually, probably 173.12. That is where we had the last area of resistance there. See how we do. Yeah, Mike, 100%. I heard that before. I heard that from him and other people that we don't stay in trades long enough, especially in our winning trades. I think a lot of that has to do with the mindset, right? I would love to hold on all my shares, to the highest place possible, but it's not ideal based on how your mindset works. So, for example, for me, I'm not okay with going long. Let's say I was trading all or nothing, right? All or nothing means I'm going to risk 1R and I'm going to take everything off when I get to 3Rs or 4Rs. I'm not okay, right, with this price action coming up to 173.50 and coming back down to my break even or stop loss. That's going to drive my mindset insane. I'm okay with taking parcels. And yes, I'll make less money, like you've seen on my trades. But this is, for me, is okay. I can do this consistently over and over and over again. And that's all I need. You got to find consistency on whatever it is, right? Find the consistency. So if you could do it over and over and over again, if I want to make more money, if you want to increase, your profit, then you increase your size. But once you find what works, just increase your size, right? You don't have to change the way you parcel to make more money. You don't have to change the way you trade to make more money. Just increase your risk. But you got to find first what you can do consistently over and over and over and over and over again. I think that's more important. So yeah, I get it. We definitely all partial too quickly. But again, just gotta do what works, right? That's my thought process, and it's not saying it's the right way to do it. It's just the way I think of it as a trader. And you might have something different, and that's okay. It's all okay.
Yeah. You know, it's when you're measuring your stats, when you start, you know, after you've had experience trading and have been trading for a while, you start to, like you said, Carlos, right? Sort of measure these things and what is the approach that I want to take.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, you got to balance the win rate, right, which is often increased by taking those partials with
Yeah.
the overall sort of you know, earnings that you're going to make. So, you know, and I've
Yeah.
done this
Yeah.
many times, this math, and I know I could make more if I didn't partial as much. But my win
Mm-hmm.
rate would go down because those early partials
Right.
sometimes give me an early win on a trade that would otherwise become at the very best a break even. At worst, it would
Mm-hmm.
become a full loss because sometimes it
Right.
just goes to a certain level and then pulls back against you. So, agreed, right? I know that net, you know, not partialing would be better for my bottom line. But I also know psychologically it means that I'd have to have more, it would be tougher to trade every day because I have so many fewer wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So, you know, so, you know, today is maybe a good example. Like if you look at my, if I look at my two trades right now, I would have had, well, here, let's, Carlos, I can, I haven't actually put my trades up because they're really quite boring, right?
Yeah.
So
Put 'em up.
let's just put this here, ACHR. So, you know, there it is. There's not much going on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my trade. You can see I was in and out, right? I told you guys I wasn't confident. I was nervous, and so I got in. It didn't immediately. It
Ah.
popped and then pulled right
Wow.
back, and I got stopped out. So it
Yeah.
would have worked, but I would have got a partial or two, and then it would have come back and stopped me out. So
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
that would have been a small win. AMD, here was my entry on AMD, right? Same thing, sort of same protocol here. I got nervous, I got out. This would have been a full loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
instead of sitting at basically a, you know, negative zero point 0.5 R, I'm marginally green. I've got, you know, I don't know what it is. I don't usually like to look at my P&L, but I'm probably green by a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how psychologically, how does that affect you? Well, you know, I just know that I'm more comfortable here sitting this way than I would be if I was sitting at a little bit of a loss. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. I acknowledge that I may cost myself opportunity. Now, what I should have done is, you know, I still regret this AMD trade. It was right here when I was talking to you guys about this. Should have taken it short, had my stop identified. Anyways, missed that one. And then I talked Carlos out of taking long, so that's my fault. So we both
we, we both talked to each other taking the tray, man.
I know.
What's going on?
I know.
We're gonna mute each
So
other when we go live tomorrow.
yeah, maybe
And
we
just
should take the opposite approach. We should be encouraging each other to
yeah.
take the trade.
Yes.
Anyways,
Yes. All right, guys. I'm sitting on this, watching this paint dry on AMD. We're just looking to see if we can get above here to that towards that 173, but it's just wrapping itself around the previous day close. So we are not getting nothing at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Which I kind of expected a slowdown because again, when we have such a awesome move, you eventually expect this to kind of slow down a little bit, and it chose the right area to do it at the previous day close. Why not? It's a big level. Why not choose to do that there? So let's see. All right, let me set some stuff up over here, friends. So some of you guys have yet to email me if you won the last two drawings that we did on Friday and yesterday. Make sure you send me an email. My email is carlos@bearbootraders.com. So we can get you your code. I'm gonna type it here, carlos@bearbootraders.com. Here we go. There it is. Dr. V and Thor are Wednesdays. Yes, I'll be tomorrow at 11. They'll be on here doing their thing. It was a great segment. I stay listening in, and it's really, really good. So Dr. V is awesome. They do a great show. So it's funny. So I'm working on I was working last night on some after the onboarding class, which by the way was awesome. We had a great time. I was working on emojis for the Lambos and garbage trucks because we have like emojis for tiers. If you've been here 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you know, it can give you like emojis to go next to your name, so it can signify how long you've been a loyalty to the channel. So I go to ChatGPT. I'm like, hey, the name of the group is Lambos and Garbage Truck. Create these emojis, and it created something that I was like, yeah, I'm not using that. Like if you just join, it was like a garbage can. Like the emoji was a garbage can. Then it was like a smaller garbage truck. Then another garbage truck. I'm like, then it slowly turned to like a Lamborghini and this and that. I'm like, that's great. But we can't call the first members that join in garbage. That's what you're doing if you assign them like a garbage can. Like, you can't
a garbage pail kid group or something. Yeah, I don't know.
You can't do that. It was hilarious. Like, no, we're not doing that, ChatGPT. I'm like, don't do this. I don't want my members to think, our friends to think they're garbage. And he's like, oh, so let me think of something else. And it did wheels. This was a nice one. It did like a plastic wheel, then like a chrome gold, and then towards the end it's like an actual Lamborghini. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, Sean was trying to call the strads. I did not appreciate that. But I mean, you know, when it got the Lambos and garbage truck, it was trying to do going from garbage to Lambo. So I get the thought process, not their fault. But I do like the wheels. So like a hubcap wheel, then slowly into a very nice sports wheel, and then eventually into an actually full Lamborghini. So I like that. I'm gonna set it up that way. I think that was pretty cool. Yeah, we'll have fun with this. Like being a freshman again. Yeah.
Things are going sideways here.
Yeah. Taylor, yeah, I'll get to your email. So I'm trying to see what we can do for you there. But yeah, we'll definitely send you something. I know you have 4 books. It's awesome. So thank you. Have you done recasts for those 4 books? Oh, that'd be great. Andrew would love that. We will appreciate it. I'm not recap, sorry. Reviews. Of course, not gonna do a recap, but reviews. We'll love to see. Oh, okay. AMD is come on, AMD. Let's do this. It's probably one of the slowest VWAP breakouts that we ever seen, but it's happening. It's happening. Let's see if it can stick to it. I want to win them all. Well, the chances of winning are very high for members, right? Again, and Andrew has quite a few he's going to give out, so. Absolutely. All right, Andrew's getting ready to hop on over here. Gator Don, thank you so much for joining the Lambos and Garbage Truck, man. I appreciate you.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Good, Andrew. How are you?
My name is Andrew Aziz, and I am driving a garbage truck today.
Welcome to the club.
Well, we're not doing much better over here. It's been a slow day.
It's mine. Sorry. I'm sorry about the echo.
We'll mute you here and then
go. Sorry about that. It was me.
Okay, good.
Get too excited. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So today, it is a red day for me, unfortunately. So I am down. ASTS was a good trade. HOOD was a good trade that turned out to be a loss.
And you want to share your screen with
we just have a black screen here.
I did share, didn't I?
You did? Okay, hold on. Let me check.
Read one more time. Share the screen. I'll share it again.
I see it coming up now. Let's see. There it is. Okay, perfect. Good.
So today, Apple, I had 3 trades on it, 2 loss, and I'm still in there actually. ASTS was a nice win, and HOOD was a great trade, but I let it pass my entry, so it turned out to be a loss so far. If Apple goes back to the high of the day, then I'll die a rich man. So going over to trade, I'm going to do the recap and post the recap on YouTube as well. So Apple was a 1 minute to range breakout. I kind of chased it up here. Really wanted to break up 230. Didn't. I got stopped out and then do one more time, stopped out. And then we did it as a double bottom. This is a trade that I'm on it and I like it. And yeah, and the ASTS was the best trade that I am going to talk about. So ASTS hit the scanner in trading terminal, and also in the chat room, a couple of people mentioned that it was a very nice, 1 minute win range or 5 minute win range breakdown. Very, very nice consolidation above the VWAP. Did pop up, partial 55. I really wanted 55.50 and 56. As a matter of fact, I had orders at 55.50, but I didn't get filled. So that was the problem. So I put order 55, 50, and 56, but I didn't get filled, and then I got stopped out. So that's the only profitable trade that I had. But what we are seeing right now in the market, the S&P 500 is pushing toward all-time high. This is the all-time high, 640. One time just below it, we couldn't go. Really came back up and now consolidating. My guess is 20% chance or 25% chance, no, more than that, 60% chance that we're going to go for all-time high. It's not really tradable, but for me, but I am long in Apple. So, and my stop loss on Apple is just below the VWAP. So any question, guys, always I'm here to answer. Any question, guys, from chat room or from YouTube to answer that question? We had a really nice, good discussions to that. So why Tesla sold off? So let's see what the Tesla looks like, the daily chart. Well, Tesla had a massive run a couple of days, and there is one rule in trading that you can never really beat is reversion to the mean. Always reversion to the mean. So when something goes up too much, it has to pull back to the mean. So after a couple of really strong days, essentially 1 week of a strength, now it's just weakness in there. So Lambo and Garbage Truck, this is a YouTube group, membership group that Carlos created that. And because Carlos is having a lot of fun, Carlos and Peter are doing YouTube. And this is a group of people that are YouTube, followers. So they're going to do some special, they get priority comments, replies. They're supporting the channel, $4, $4 a month, just one at Starbucks. And there are special videos like team members want to do special videos for them, and of course we do giveaway, so they get a better chance for the giveaway. So I want to give one giveaway free for Thailand as a couple. The dates are almost done. We found an amazing 5-star resort in Thailand, and that island was called Somai Land. That's amazing. I'm gonna announce it very soon. So it would be 1 week of wellness, mental health, resilience, and meditation and mindfulness. So it's very different from Colombia. I want to have a different team. I want to actually bring a one therapist and energy healer also from San Diego. So it would be really Koh Samui. Yes, Koh Samui. So that would be it. And also we give away like a big 50% off the bootcamp, elite annual membership for free. So anyone who actually want to have some time. So next trade race, I don't think I can do anything until November because I'm going to go to Burning Man next week, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to go to Nepal for another big high altitude mountain. I'm going to climb Manaslu. And the last trail running race that I did, it was really hard on my body. So I'm seriously considering not to do trail running race, at least in the ultra marathon style anymore. Like just skipping to the road running and maybe do potentially, cycling, because this last one that I did, I felt old, and I was actually really bad in my age group. I was in the top, low 50%, and really got me this time. So the dates for Thailand, we're thinking of 29 or 30th, just after Thanksgiving, 29th of November until December 6th. Asteroid. Yeah, I was thinking, no, not asteroid. I was thinking about testosterone therapy, but that's a different story. Like, I don't want to get into that now. All right, the SPY going, yeah, I told you it's going to go for all-time high. Any question, guys, about trading that we did? So Taylor Jigar is asking about, Taylor, thank you so much for your review, by the way. Thanks for your honest review on Amazon. I read that about my book on YouTube. Is asking, so can you be part of the team? So the people that are working in the leadership team, they're all been members, and they all have been people that they went beyond, showed interest in helping the community. Like, for example, Peter was, when we were back in Vancouver Traders, it was a website that I myself scratched, put it in together with Wix and stuff. And, most of the time it was just a blank screen because I was trading for 1 hour and it was gone. Nobody else, was part of the team. And Peter was the person who was active all day in the chat room. It was like maybe 10, 15 people in the chat room. There was no face. Nobody knew who are they and everything. And I saw this guy, Peter is such an amazing guy, constantly answering questions and everything. So I reached out to him, hey, who are you? Can we have a conversation? And I love that guy and said, can you come and help? And no pay, not at all. Carlos as well. Carlos coming to all, Abiel coming to all these things, answering questions and doing the job of building the community, helping the community. And I didn't pay them for a very long time. Now, as part of the membership, like contribution for their time, I pay them, but again, it's just building the community together because obviously we value their time. So anyone who wants to help be part of the leadership team, I'm always open, looking always on the eye and that who's helping people. Like being a good trader, I don't care. Like you can be the best trader. We had some best traders that I didn't want about helping community, building the community together. When there is an error in the community, you can have two attitudes. You can have say, hey, what is this? What is that? Or you can say, hey, Andrew, this is so I can help. Recently, one of our traders, Dave, which is an amazing guy, he was one of the users of the trading terminal. And obviously, I know trading terminal still has a lot of performance issues, but he emailed me and he said, Andrew, my background is in this, amazing job. This is what you can do. This is what you can do. This is what I can do. I can do it for free for you. And I said, dude, I love you, man. And he has a job, he's successful, and I love to pay you. And so he came on board as a solution lead, solution architect, and paying me because I value his time. And he's helping me build the things for the community. And again, that's the approach that really takes people to life. I really do believe that if you really want to get somewhere in life, you have to have that attitude in life that's building that's a Burning Man culture. Let's build something together rather than just to be that person that, yeah. Thanks, guys. Like I'm going to Burning Man next year. Burning Man is all about this, like, the principles of, there are 10 principles in Burning Man. Burning Man, like I'm not a really music festival person, but Burning Man is the 10 principles that you have to practice. Radical self-expression. It's very important to express yourself in any way that you want. Radical self-reliance. There is a reason that the Burning Man is in a desert in summer and it's hard because radical self-reliance. That's how you climb Everest. That's how you build things. That's how you go through the life problems. So radical self-reliance. Gifting. In Burning Man, everything is gifted to you. Like the ticket that you pay is just for the operation of the city and cleaning after that. But all the camps, all the drinks, all the foods, best DJs in the world for free for you. It's a fight between camps. Who brings more people to gift them, drink them more, and feed them more. So the theme of our camp is sound. So we have DJs that play, and also we serve breakfast, pancake breakfast in the morning, and we fight people by breakfast. We want to bring people, come to our camp for free. So that's how do that. Like for example, you know, when I went to Burning Man for the first time in 2018, I said, okay, I'm going to actually build more, you know, material and build more videos and, you know, release more video. My book every 3 months is going to go for free. All of my books. I'm going to email you guys. Books are for free. Everybody get downloaded. Everything's getting it. So that's how, you know, essentially, you know, do that. Participation, community, civic responsibility. These are all, you know, can read about Burning Man. That's what I love it. And if you haven't been to Burning Man, you don't get it. You have to go there. Like Elon Musk says, that Burning Man is Silicon Valley. And if you have never been, you just never get it. So the questions that we want to get, so the funded accounts Mohammed is asking on YouTube is, so we have 2 funded accounts right now. The DAS, which is $1,000 for 3 months, which is pretty expensive, I know, but I don't control the price, unfortunately, on the platform. DAS is the Lamborghini of trading platforms, so it's expensive. And then trading terminal, next week, we'll start the funded account. It's a web-based application. There's a limited on the, you know, hotkeys. We're releasing hotkeys this week. A little bit limited. There's still some small performance issues that we're working on it heavily on the back end, and it's going to be free, like just to pay the monthly fee, but there's no additional fee for that. For the token of appreciation for all the members who are supporting this MVP that we have. It's like the beta testers, beta users. I'm going to show, you know, potentially I know it's going to be some problems, so we are ready to really fixing it. And then, yeah, we just continue. And if one day we want to charge, we're going to be a very small fee. All right, SPY is going to go all-time high. History is making, there you go, 640. Yes, I just wanted to witness this history together. Congratulations, everybody. How's your 401k doing? There you go. All-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Told you SPY is going to go to all-time high. Yeah, congratulations for everybody who actually have the positions. I have a big position on S&P 500. Apple, I haven't got it stopped out yet. Boom, SPY, all-time high. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's great. Such a great moment. All-time high. Thank you, Mr. President. So we start August 18 on the funded account and trading terminal. If there's a big performance issue, we're gonna, you know, just you know, make it back by 1 week or so. But there's no need for pay. Even if you trade in the first day, blew up, I reset it for you. There is no pay for it. But eventually, the funded account has to be paid. Like for example, you know, $100 or $200 because it has consequences. If it doesn't have the consequences, it's just yet another simulator. All right, Apple. I'm still in Apple. Let's see if Apple can go back for the high of the day. The market is ripping. My favorite strategy is opening range breakout. Open range breakout. Ross, this is thank you, Mr. President, is a joke because generally, like everywhere all around the world, when the economy is good, people, thank the president takes credit. When the economy is bad, they get the blame. Generally, is a joke. Maybe I shouldn't make that political joke, but generally, the economy is way more complex in the Western societies than one person can be responsible on that. But when we say thank you, Mr. President, it's more like a joke. Nothing is real. I don't think anyone is particularly responsible for goods and bads of the economy. Of course, policies have impact, but it's very difficult to put blame on one person. Yeah, you can do, Mike. That's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. You can, if you have a funded account, you can do one more time whenever you're ready. As long as you sign up before August 18, if you sign up this week. Because again, we're doing this because people are helping us building it. But when it's really reasonably stable, then obviously there's a price for it. Yeah, Trader Troy, you don't sign up, please. You're banned from funder accounts. I cannot pay you $15,000 every 3 months. I just can't. Any other question? SPY go higher? Well, SPY just broke the all-time high. Might go higher. I don't think it's one of those days that we're gonna reap another 2%, but we might slowly grind up. Yeah, the whole point of funded account Trade Canada is you to get a payout, and there will be the same rules as our funded accounts. Yeah, sorry, Trader Alex, I didn't get a chance to reply to the comments today. I'm gonna respond to the comments today. Yes, 1 month free membership. Yes, I'm gonna send you the code. You have to go sign up. Sorry, I was just way too busy yesterday. I do apologize for that. So Big Trade is asking a very good question. Are you sticking with the same trading strategies or you actively look for new ones? I just stick to my old strategies. And if you read the new book, I'm going to talk about it. The trade book is a combination of so many things. The strategy is one of them. And you can tweak your strategy a little bit, but you don't really need too much change. Like opening range breakout has been published like 70 years, the first 60 years or something like that. They know it. What you can do is you can change your trade book based on the tools that is available at your service. That's why trade book is important. Like if you, for example, in trading terminal scanner, we're building an AI tool that gives you the level. So it changes your technology because now your technology is a little bit more advanced. So you can find something based on that. So you can adjust your trade book based on that. But the core of your trade book, which is the strategy, still stays the same. So Chill, how do you remember all the criteria on each strategy is muscle memory? How do you drive without looking at everything? There's so many things you're looking at the same time. It's the muscle memory. Do you remember first time you were driving, especially standard transmission there in Iran? We grew up with that. Like there's a lot of things that you have to consider, but the muscle memory gives you that, practice. So what we trade, me, Peter, Brian, Carlos, over 10 years of experience. And it's okay if you think have you seen Cristiano Ronaldo, what he does, or Messi? It's like, I can't do that. But eventually I can if I do like 30 years of my life in there. So muscle memory. So for the funded account in Trading Terminal, sign up this week. It's free for 1 week. Practice, report the bugs to us. And if you like it, before you get charged, if you didn't like it, just cancel it. And if you like it, stay there. August 18, we're going to we'll reset all the buying powers to $25,000. And then we're going to go there. Apple is going to go to 229. I might actually come out of this day green. There you go. Let me put some order on Apple at 229.60. I put 500 shares here. And then I'm going to put 229.75, another 100 shares. And 230, I'm going to put another 300 shares. What do you think about that? So trading book, yeah. So we're going to do a giveaway. Carlos, are you ready? So I put my orders out there. So
Yep.
Carlos is going to do a 5-book giveaway. If you are a member of Lambo and Garbage Truck, you get, I think, 4 times more chance. Everybody is in the draw. All right, you just have to comment hashtag BBT to be in 1 time. 1 time is enough. Hashtag BBT. 1 time, no need to more. And if you are a member of Garbage Truck and Lambo, you get 4 times more draw in there. So 5 books, audiobooks of my new book and old books. We send you a code, you can download it. I got filled on Apple 229.64. Let's see 75 and 30. We got, looks like SPY wants to continue going up to the highs. Yeah, so show me. But that, Carlos, you can go back on that one. Yeah, perfect. There you go.
All right, here we go. We'll do the first one.
First one, choose a winner. Nice for us.
Matthew.
Matthew KTM.
Nice. Good member of ours. Tao Gat K, winner number 2.
Nice.
KZ Yari. So number 3, we got 2 more. Alexander Mersek. And last one here is gonna be Chill Blog. Good buddy of ours. All right. So guys, email me Carlos at bearbletraders.com.
Awesome. Yeah, email carlos@bearbletraders.com to get your gift. Tomorrow we're gonna do this. We're gonna do 5 books every day, and tomorrow we're gonna do 1-year membership. And for the members of Lambo and Garbage Truck, we do a heavily discounted boot camp or 1-year membership, whatever they want. So that's it. I know Thor Young again from the airport. What is happening with this guy?
It's a nomad.
Nah, what happened, man? That's how trading is. Like Thor used to be working in a business, and now he's a trader. He's a perfect, example of someone that we all dream to be, just traveling all the time. Hand it over to the boss, and in the chat room, Paris is coming to talk about his trade on NVIDIA.
Hello. Good. Hey, YouTube. Good. What are we still in the morning here? Good morning, Bearable Traders. How's everybody doing? It's so good to see everybody. So sorry I had to drop early on everybody. Let me get my screen share going. It didn't come over. So let me try it again. Let me stop it and start it. We know how it goes. All right, share. Thank you. Likes and thumbs up, everybody. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way since we're here and we're doing our thing. There we go. There's the screen. So hey, everybody. So yeah, one of the fun things about being to work with mentees from anywhere and trade from anywhere is getting to do it from anywhere. So if you won the book, email carlos@bearbletraders.com. So for anyone with a prize on these drawings, you're going to email him. Speaking of these drawings, we're going to be doing tomorrow. We have our Dr. V sesh coming in tomorrow. And during our Dr. V sesh tomorrow, we are going to do a drawing for 1 hour of her time. So a one-on-one session. So this can either be trading related or psychology related, whatever you want. It'll be your hour. So I think that's going to be really cool. Now I'm sponsoring this, right? So what does sponsoring mean? It means because I want to hook y'all up and get some excitement in the chat, channel. So make sure you come by and you're here tomorrow for that drawing with Dr. V. We're going to do it at the end of the session. We're also going to have one of our mentees or one of the people from our YouTube channel here is actually going to come into the hot seat with us tomorrow and actually hang out and chat with us a little bit. And speaking of the hot seat, today for Technical Tuesdays, thumbs up everybody and get ready. I'm bringing in our guy, Gary L today. So I'm going to just talk about my morning for just a second once he gets in here. But my morning was very boring because I'm traveling and I didn't have any trades that fit my system. So I actually haven't traded today, but maybe Gary did. So with any luck, we'll have our guy Gary L in here for Technical Tuesdays today to, with him doing fib levels and definitely doing some killer technical trading. I think it'd be really awesome. So everybody in here, say hello to Gary L. Gary L, good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming on.
Good to see you, Thor. Thank you for having me over. Yeah, I've been actually been screaming SPY 642, and this is based purely on, I guess, Fibonacci and Camarilla pivots combined, and this has slowly become one of my favorite plays ever. So I'm going to share my screen and hopefully. Okay. Here. All right. So yeah. Okay. I traded Meta in the morning today. Meta, I'm still looking for 800 on this, but Meta, this was not based on camps. I mean, in a way it is because it's an R4 breakout. But what I was looking at is is this consolidation breakout right here on this price. So 773.41, and we opened and just went over it. I went long. Now, what I did do based on pivot points is as we started coming to the floor pivots right here, I started taking money off the table. So where did my trading arrows go? I started taking money off the table, and then I came back in as we reached the initial balance range right here. But this wick down, this is what stopped everybody out. I was kind of half expecting this, and then I moved to stop break even because now my risk reward was messed up. So like if it goes, it goes. Otherwise, I'm out. And yeah, sure, it did stop me out. Now, what I like about this is the 89 EMA. And a lot of folks don't trade this, but this is an absolutely beautiful EMA. What is the significance of 89? And you know what? There is none. There's no significance of 9 or 20 or 23 of, but 89 is an old school EMA, which this is like 1980s, maybe mid 70s, where people did not have so much processing power. So they just use a very simple concept. If it's over the 89 EMA, I am bullish. If it's under the 89 EMA, I'm bearish. It was just as simple as that, because you didn't have that much computing power. So you're not going to draw, right, so many things. So they just used this plain old 89 EMA. And it still works beautifully. I mean, look at this is on the 1 minute. And now you want to see something even crazier. Like if you go to a 60-minute, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So this is the 89 EMA on Meta on the 60. Look how it held. I'm gonna zoom in a little, but you can see how the 89 held. So the trend never changed. And that was confirmation on the bigger picture. Now, what I really want to speak about is SPY. Now, this is SPY today, and I'm gonna delete everything. And this is where I know Thor's system, I've incorporated Thor's Camarilla pivot and then overlaid it with my Fibonacci trading style to see if we are going to have a breakout on the cams, where is A, the highest RVR, and B, what price target can I target, right? Because the moment you're doing a breakout, you want to have a price target in mind to achieve maximum money out of your trade. But that's hard because a true breakout might go the entire day, but at least you have some price point to look towards. Like, fine, if we reach here, this is where I'm going to take a lot of money off the table, and then let's see what happens. So what did SPY do? So what did SPY do today? We did S3, let's just call this S3 to R6, right? And then we kind of rejected 640, and then we went back. Now comes the fun part. So what we do is called the swing low to swing high on Fibonacci's. So if we take the swing higher right here and we say, oops, sorry, I just clicked something else. And we say, you know what? If PDC was the gap up, so we are gapping up. I'm going to treat all of this as a pullback, and bang, right here. Do you see 78.6%? Right here. We hold this. Right there, to the penny. And immediately buyback, touch the 200 EMA, SMA buyback. Now, based on the fibs, what has happened now is we have kind of had a B, false breakdown, C, and now we're going to go for a D. So what do you target as price? Like, where do you think the price can go? And so if this is the retracement, then anything higher than this is called extension. And then comes the measured move concept that the extension should at least equal retracement. So I don't even think I can move my chart that high, but let's see.
I keep glancing over at Meta's book, and that thing still looks pretty aggressive to the top
Yeah,
side.
yeah, it just had to stop me out. So what the targets would be 642, 642.50, 643. What does that get you? That gets you essentially the ATR on the SPY, which would be 637 to 642, or by $5, totally achievable. We are currently in a R6 breakout over 640. Next natural level would be $2.50 moves. SPY moves in $2.50. Well, $1 in the day, but just generally $2.50. And right here is the floor R3. If in a true breakout, this is where you would expect rejection. Right? Maybe we go here, maybe we don't. But then again, this is the price SPY should reach. It does not mean it's going to reach there today. So you do have to manage the trade you are in. But if you could have done like, I didn't trade it, I wanted to, but I had a great day with Meta, I got $10. You could have literally long SPY at this breakout, right?
Mm-hmm.
This breakout, this is the W they speak about, not the W, ABCD, like A, B, C, or you could have traded the recheck of this. There were so many ways you could have traded the SPY today for a breakout, and then but target 642. Don't
And
be in
for
a
us, as we were doing our when we were analyzing things today, we have as a narrow range on the SPY as well. So it's more likely we go outside of range on a day like today. And so naturally, this really fits that idea as well. It really points in the right direction for this.
On the flip side, and that is where I guess Part speaks a lot about, wait for the recheck before you take your trade, right? That goes back to if this is value, this is discount, this is premium, they might reoffer premium for the stock to go back to discount. So let's assume that this did not happen, right? For a second, let's just assume that I am gonna move a little back on my chart. Let's assume we didn't have a breakout day. Let's assume we were gonna reject R6.
We just had a lot of volume come in on NQ up at pre-market high. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. It's a very, very engulfing candle with a lot of very bullish engulfing, but a lot of volume on it. Maybe almost too much volume. Could it be it's going to be interesting to see what we do here on Qs if we continue to press. But we've got R6 coming in just above on Qs, and we're getting near ATR high on the ES. So I don't know how much more push this market's got in it, but it has been an interesting day.
Yeah.
I actually think Meta is starting to bring in some orders to the downside as well. So kind of related sector tickers are starting to bring bids in. So this could be not the top yet, but this could be, we could be kind of exhausting our buyers right now.
But yeah. And then, so that's the hard part, trading SPY options where the theta might get you, as opposed to trading the futures. The time value might get you back to a price, but the stock price might remain where it is. And that's the biggest difference.
In the chat room out there, first off, Bruce, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Trucks. So we really appreciate you subscribing in. You're going to get benefits from here, lots of, obviously one of the main ones being is a multiplier. So whenever we do our drawings in here, like tomorrow, we're going to do the Dr. V drawing for an hour of her time. You know what I mean? So keep an eye on, this gives you a little bit of an extra boost there to see if you can get those. So that's really awesome. And for everyone else, don't forget thumbs up. I hope you all are enjoying. I've seen a few different people talking about loving the cam/fib combo analysis and stuff like that. So what do you think, Gary? Like, what brought you to this system? Like maybe you could illuminate the room a little bit on just like some of your your journey a little bit in this trading thing, because I know
Right.
you're a very technical trader and you use things like fibs, but what kind of got you here? Because one thing I
So
noticed about your trading is kind of like me, you have your own version of trading. Like, it's not really stuff I've seen a lot of other people doing. It's got like these nice little blends of different things, and I think it's really cool. So yeah, I'd love to hear about that.
okay. So I'm what I call a BBT homegrown trader. Everything I've known about day trading starts with Andrew's book and ends with the BBT community. I have not learned anything about trading from any, well, I mean, read a couple of books here and there, but majority of it has been with the Bear Bull community. And just the different types of moderators in this community have helped me pick and understand, okay, this makes sense to me. I mean, it might make sense to them completely for their system, but for me, this particular area makes sense. Like Thor's idea of the Camarilla pivots made sense. At the same time, to me, reversals are generally harder. So I don't like reversals, but the Camarilla pivot is kind of based on reversals. So how do you marry the two together, right? So, and I'll speak on that. And then I like the larger time frame. Okay, this is where the buyers are, this is where the sellers are concept. Then I like the VWAP plays, that's bread and butter for me. And I like trend continuation more than reversals. But then trend continuation is a complete opposite of Camarilla pivots. So how do you marry them together? And that is where I came up with this idea of, let's call this R3. You know what, let me just take a Word document and keep it clean.
Yes, still pushing, but low volume on that last push.
Yeah, it's also that time of the day. So now let's just call this R3. Let's call this S3, and we're just gonna keep things simple. Now, what the Camarilla concept broadly, right? We're not gonna nitty pick here. Essentially says price comes back here, price does this, you kind of short this with this as your stop loss, and you expect it to hit this, right? Kind of, and then Thor's like, let this do this, and then you short
there's
this.
some nuance here, but literally that's
but
as tricky as it is. That's it. Yeah,
that's it, right? So what I prefer doing is, instead of I'm not going to get into nuances, but instead of doing this, shorting this and giving this as the stop loss, what I prefer doing is shorting this with this as my stop loss. Now,
well, and so for me, being ideally our best place set up when they set up under the level, and then we like to hit the reoffer kind of similarly, but I'll still throw my stop all the way above premium. Still the same. I just run really wide stops.
So the difference, Thor, is my hit rate goes down, right? I might take this short 3 times. I might take this short 3 times, get stopped out twice, versus keeping my stop loss over here and making 4 hours. I probably will make up 12 hours, maybe 15 hours. But at the same time, I'm getting stopped out 3 times.
Exactly. It's all about how much money you make when you make money. If it offsets the losses, it works.
And then what the Fibonacci helped me with, like, this is the Fibonacci retracement, is fine. Do I really need to get out here, or can I get out here, like 30 cents lower? And that 30 cents perhaps is 1 hour. So it also helped me capture this incremental price. Now, does it set up every day? Not as frequently as camps. Camps every day, I'll not say without fail, but pretty much gives you an idea of, wait, are we gonna come back in? or are we going to break out? This is not going to set up every day. And that's the other difference, right? So as much as 12 hours sounds good, the probability is lower and the setup is not every day. So you got to take that into account. And but when it does happen is when you go for the home run, right? And like, I'm not a fixed risk trader. I used to be, and I highly recommend fixed risks for people who are beginning their journey. But then to me, what has changed from fixed risk is there are times when your conviction is a lot higher than other times, purely based on price action and what the price action is telling you. And that's when I want to scale up. Instead of putting 1 hour, I want it to be like 1.5 hours. I'm not going saying go from 1 hour to like 5 hours. That's almost suicidal. But go from 1 hour to 1.5 hours, like scale up a bit, and but then hold for targets. And 20%, and this is, the grand 80-20 rule. I'm sure Thor must have spoken to you about it. I picked it up from him. And when I run the numbers, it actually made a lot of sense. 20% of your trades will be 80% of your profits. Right?
Yep.
So then
the vast majority will come from the vast minority.
Right. So what I have worked really, really hard on is identifying this 20%. And if this 20% does happen, how can I make this 80 and go to 150? It's like hit the home run when it sets up.
Right.
So as opposed to having I developed, I didn't develop this. There's another metric out there which discusses expected value of a trade versus RVR. And it is nothing besides you take your risk reward ratio and you multiply it by the probability of the setup, right? And then you get an RVR. So a 70% hit rate with a 4-hour trade is what I call category A. This is my standard everyday size. Anything lower than this is category B. And this is when I take because I'm hoping might be getting in early, but this might be turning it into a category A trade. So I can add and then move to riskless, i.e. break even. But if I lose, I don't lose a lot. But by the time I'm entering into the category A trade, I'm risk-free. So risk-free on a Cat A trade is beautiful, right? Because you're like, I'm already in the money. I'm just adding where I'm supposed to actually start the trade. Downside of this, they fail a lot. That's why it's a B trade. And then comes the A plus. This happens maybe 2-3 times a month, maybe. But when this happens, this is what I'm speaking about. How do you convert this into this? And this is purely based on screen time. You have to have, you have to understand your technicals. You have to have your control over your emotions and all that. That is a given. Once you have gone through that journey, is when you start looking at, fine, how do I take what I have, but extract more juice out of it? And that is where the Fibonacci has really helped me, because as a beginner trader, one thing I really, really struggled with was partialing too early. And then I would see Thor bloody holding the trade for 4 hours, not 45 hours, but like 4 hours.
Feels like it sometimes.
And the trade goes against me. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm still going to talk on the mind. It's going to come back. And I'm like, dude, I have conviction too, but the price action is telling me something else. And bam, the price action would change and we would hit the S3R3 traverse. And I'm like, okay, fine. So this does work. The idea is once you have conviction, how do I take that conviction? Yeah. And then,
Well, for me, bud, like the whole thing, and I love the way you do your stats here, because I kind of had a very similar experience. So I started off at 2R and I had really, really high hit rate, but I wasn't making enough money per trade. So it just didn't make sense, right? So then I went for 3 and my hit rate dropped a little bit, but my profit went up. I went to 4R and I found kind of my happy place, like, because I hit 4R like a really consistent amount of the times when I'm hitting 4R. But then when I went for 5R, my profit ratio tanked. So, and I think that's because of how wide I run my stops. You know what I mean? I think I would have to actually do some work and tighten up my stops a little bit sometimes, maybe to get that more consistent, but it works. You know what I mean? So, so we'll do that. It's real quick, just to address top tick trading. I appreciate you coming in here. So we went through Gary's trade. I haven't taken any trades today. Gary did show his trades already at the beginning of the session. This YouTube session is recorded, so if you want to go back and watch those, you can. As far as statement goes, could you imagine going up to like a doctor or a dentist or like a lawyer or any person and asking them to see their salary or their bank account in order to make you watch their show? What a ridiculous statement that is. So I invite you to, join us every day and just find out if we're good traders or not by seeing our real trades. But for the other stuff, I mean, come on, don't bump into people's channels asking that. It makes you look silly. But have a, enjoy yourself though. For everybody else, I mean, just seriously. So, if that bothers you, bye. So anyway, so as we're getting back into the technicals here, so Gary, by the way, just flashed a screen for you just for a little extra validation, but it is right there.
That could be a sim trade, Thor.
So there you go. So, so I just always think that's so funny. Like when people do that, they pop into like, they're like, yeah, show me your statements. And I'm like, whoever in what career line would you ever like do that? Like, show me your performance. You know what I mean? You see our trades, you know what we're doing. I mean, it's silly. And the people who, by the way, for the record, following statements will be highly disingenuous. For instance, I will reference, there's a certain guy that I follow on X. I won't say his name, but you guys will figure out who he is. He posts these massive wins. Oh, 6-figure club, 7-figure club, this figure club. And then, I make so much money. But then his loses are like 3 times or 4 times as much, right? So it doesn't, but hey, the dude made $10 a day doing some really horrible trading for a while. And now it's like, you just show up every day and watch the trades. This is why I brought Gary on. I wanted to bring you on a really badass technical trader. And I like bringing on people who don't have the exact same trading style as me, because nobody, Andrew shows his P&L every single day at the end of every single show. So that's, and he's a baller at it. And I keep my P&L on the screen while I'm playing. Right, or when I'm in a trade. So if I was in a trade, I mean, I could show you if I had a trade today, but I didn't. So, hey, Chief Optimist. A, I love the name. B, welcome to the Lambos and garbage trucks. We're really happy to have you with us, man. Welcome to the DBT family. And I'll just say you did that just to show top tick trading. I don't know, TikTok trading now, something like that. Showing what's going on. So anyway, so back to it. So Gary, I really do like it. Look at this meta trade still going up, man. So when you're talking about increasing at your ATR, so you do some of that through adding, right? And one thing that I know I suck at is adding. So I mean, maybe could you maybe give us some criteria on kind of like what you're looking for as far as a good ad? Because even on meta here, I mean, you technically nailed the ad. I mean, the risk management ended up not working out, but I mean, you nailed the ad. Are you looking normally for a deep pullback like that?
Funny thing about this pullback, Thor. If we go to PDC, this is what's called the golden zone on Fibonacci, the 50 to 61.8.
Yep.
But
there it is.
That was one of the reasons. The other reason is, was I expecting this deeper pullback? No. But do I expect this stock Meta, which has just broken that 773 to sell down all the way down? Probably not that either, right? So what am I looking at is if we come back to this area, right here, the
Yeah.
opening initial balance range, and we start reacting and holding this area. So that's why I waited for 1 candle, 2 candle, which we reacted and we held over the 89. I got in. At the same time, I was also concerned of, well, what if we hit the 61.8 and then bounce? Do I get back in or do I bag hold this area? I could have, theoretically, it's $2, and I could have looked for a $6 move, which I did. I got a $10 move. And this is where it comes the question of, look, I captured a $10 move. Do I want to give anything back today? This was a high conviction, full size trade. I captured 775 to, let's say, 785. And this equals out, give or take. Do I want to give anything back today? I've had a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I bag held because I was expecting like a little bit of market maker trickery here. Oh, stop everyone out. And ideally, you want to enter, then this is where price action comes in, right? Ideally, when this held again, you probably want to enter here with this as your stop loss. Or you want to enter
a really big volume spike on Google hit.
Or you want to enter take VWAP plays. So what I call is what I have learned through the BBT communities, you take your base system and then you see how other people trade or how there are other ways to trade the same idea, like break of high of day, VWAP continuation, consolidation breakout, VWAP continuation, or if we get break of high of day. Those are all valid reasons to take a trade, right? Those are all strategies. And I have learned those strategies through BBT. So then I would start incorporating those strategies within the Fibonacci system. I'm saying, fine, according to me, let's say the SPY is going to 642, right? So if I get a breakout, I'm going to take this breakout, but I'm still going to target 642, for example. I'm not going to target a random area to get out. But then again, my risk reward also has to be in control. So
wait, real quick, Gary. So right now, just saying out to the room real quick, I'm actually seeing a bit of a structure shift in the market right now. So we're starting to lose some of our top side. I'm not saying it's going to be really rough here for a minute for the market because we've got balance now, but we are bringing some orders into the downside. So just kind of keep an eye. We could start to set something up maybe in the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. So, because I'm seeing some new orders coming into the market. So just to give everyone on that. Also, just wanted to make sure I cover, when we were talking about the trader before, I definitely was not talking about Ross Cameron. So that's not it. He's he's a solid guy. So I don't have anything he's very transparent with this stuff. And the guy I was talking about also, one thing I love about him is how transparent he is. It's just, you have to be really careful when you're following this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? What you're doing there. So let's see here. So somebody asked real quick, Gary, can you do a quick demonstration again of how you draw your fib lines?
Yes.
It was Matthew KTM, one of our lovely members of Garbage Trucks and Lambos. So he gets ultimate priority because he is the coolest of the cool here in the BBT family. You wanted to see that. So if you could hook him up with that, I'd appreciate it.
So on DAS, because it is such a user-friendly interface, it's pretty easy. The trend is up, right? So essentially, for now, what we're saying is, how much of a pullback is this? So we go to swing high. In this case, it turns out to be pre-market high. And you could do swing low, which would be pre-market low. But a lot of times, all I'm saying is, because this was PDC, we are gapping up how much of a pullback from PDC. So swing high to swing low for longs. And for shorts, it would be literally, you click this arrow Fibonacci line, and you get swing low to swing high. Or in this case, actually swing low to swing high. If you would have done it, you start seeing it hit this. But the problem with DAS, it's not a problem, is when you draw this, thus is only gonna, oops, what happened? Thus is only gonna draw from 0 to 100. It's not gonna draw the extensions, which are the price targets. They come in the Fibonacci line extension tool, which I'm not happy with, because you kind of have to first draw the retracement and then draw the extension. I'm kind of doing it twice. So what I have done is you draw a Fibonacci line, right click, go to configuration, and enter in all the price targets you want, all the Fibonacci extension targets in there itself. So it's just, as opposed to two clicks, it's literally just one click and I get the extension. I do cover this as a strategy and how to draw this in the Bearable Education Center. So it is available there, where I talk about why Fibonacci, how it works, what's the math behind it. There's absolute math behind it, which makes sense to me. And Fibonacci, interestingly, if you Google it, you would see it's very prevalent in the universe we live in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so it's just not about trading. And so I cover a little bit of that. I don't spend a lot of time about the universe in a day trading course. But I cover a lot of that. It's about an hour. The strategy section is about 15, 20 minutes, but then I have 2 webinars on it, which are about an hour long, where I talk about how to use it in the mornings, how to use it during the day, how to have an intraday relationship, how to have an intraday relationship. Like, to me, if you look at Tesla, and it's beautiful on the daily, so this is what I'm speaking about, right? And so you're going to appreciate this on Tesla. Now, what we are doing on Tesla is, so to say, this consolidation breakout, right? This consolidation breakout on Tesla over 330 or whatever. I didn't draw it right, but this goes to 330. That's the last time I checked it. So if you take this consolidation breakout as a swing trader, what do you target? If this is, let's say, $30, do you target 360, at least 2 hours, right? As a swing trader? Or this is where I would add, based on my Fibonacci system, where I would say, look, swing high to swing low, we held the zone, right, to the penny, came back, held the zone to the penny. So if I'm gonna take this, then I want to target this.
Dang.
So it really helps me hold for targets, which is what I used to struggle with as a new trader. I would just because I was in the money, I started getting out. Like, oh, I'm in the money. Let me. And then there was this member in our community, in the BBT community. He was a great scalper, and he encouraged me to doing that. So I used to do even more of that. And suddenly I was like, wait a minute, man, I'm out of shares already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is really important to pay attention to, Gary, because not a lot of people. Hey, thanks, Yari, for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow. So one of the things that's really important with risk management, a lot of newer traders don't realize, is every time you cut your position by half, the price needs to go twice as far to make the same amount of money it was going to make if you would have left the position on. So this is one of those reasons where position dilution can really become a real problem, and if anything, you want to try and do what Gary's showing you. If you have opportunities in the positive direction to even add or increase the tiering when you see something that's working, you don't want to go out. You want to go in. You want to bring your average up. You want to go if you can, especially if your stats support that. Because remember, you only need 1, 2, maybe 3 good trades a month if you're following something like Gary's doing. You can have 1 or 2 good trades a month, make your entire month if properly leveraged.
Yeah, I mean, and also, a lot of people talk about not being greedy while day trading. I'm the complete opposite. I say be greedy, but
Mm.
let your numbers support it, which essentially means be patient, but when the opportunity arrives, be greedy.
Be greedy when it's time, right? When it gives it to you, take it, right? This is what a lot of people do. If the market gives it to you and then you go, no, right? And you swat it away. And then when the market's like, okay, I'm not going to give it to you, you're like, please give it to me, right? It's like, we're just always going the opposite direction. So Chris K is, by the way, is saying that he's so glad we're talking about Fib. He's been wanting this discussion. So we've got some, we appreciate hearing that, Chris K. That's why it's so important to bring in. We're going to try and do more technical Tuesdays. We're going to kind of do that a thing. So I'll try and have Gary L on, you know, every so often, hopefully, you know, maybe get him in here once a month or some to hang out with you guys. I don't want to book him too much because he has a real life, you know what I mean? But, you know, every now and again, we can maybe get him to come in here and slum it with us.
Wow. SPY 641 almost. Yeah.
So SPY right now and ES are both getting front ran right now. They're coming up into an order block that's right up near their ATR highs, and you're seeing selling coming right in on top. It's pretty funny. So somebody's trying to sneak out some shares here or some contracts. We'll see what happens. But so far, no instance of selling, right? So this is the difference between when you're trying to play reversals. This is why reversals are tricky, because if you're the first person to sell, you're probably going to get stopped out, right? And this is why, like Gary was talking about, waiting for the reoffer or the retest, or, you know, there's so many different ways we talk about this, right? But you see the sell first, then watch for the struggled buy, then short it, right? If you're going to go long, watch it buy, watch for the struggled offer, and then buy. Like even on Gary's ad on Meta, one of the first things I noticed was that the volume dropped significantly as it came back down to his fib line, and then it engaged a buyer right near that retracement level. So you can kind of see how the algorithm just weakly offered it back down into that location, right? It wasn't really a sell, right? It wasn't really selling. It just wasn't buying anymore. They were still hunting buyers. Right. So, and it's really cool when you get to see how the market works like that. Oh, AMD just alerted. Ooh, AMD's getting up here.
175. Yeah. Yeah.
Lower,
now
AMD is getting called for an R3 to S3 reversal right now.
Now, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I find interesting on stocks like this. Like this is the breakdown area, right? Over here, R3 rejection, support, double top. This line should not be breached, which is exactly what happened. And the price structure stays valid. So now I would be shorting something like, if I am, I would probably be getting in here, right? With this doji and this line, and this is my stop loss, which is what I was earlier speaking about. Rather than giving high of day and expecting that, I'm giving a 30-cent stop loss, which is more feasible, because even if I get a move to 173, that's 3 hours. The downside of this is the stock can do a little bit of this and then go back down. So I might get stopped out once, I might get stopped out twice. Maybe we hit 175 and come back in, and then I again give this if it retests, and the third time I hit for this traverse. So by doing it thrice, I've actually lost 90 cents, but then I finally get the $4 move. That's the way I like to do it. People would prefer giving it 50 cents to $1 and get $4, get 1 to 4 RVR, which is perfectly, totally a different way to trade, which is perfectly legit. The way I trade is I don't mind the stop outs. It doesn't impact me mentally. And
well, I love that, especially since you're gonna, because you know when we're talking about the R's you're gonna get, it's like 1, it's 2, but then the third one works. Well, if you're gonna capture 5 or 6R by the time you're done overall, who cares about the losses, right? That's the thing, traders. But what Gary is demonstrating for you all that's so important to pay attention to right now, that it's the indifference of the outcome, right? It's just doing the process. He knows what he's doing. He knows how he wants to do it. He's okay if it doesn't work a couple of times, because he knows once it works, he knows what he's going to do with it once it's working. And that's the really important part. It's not just about the entries. We spend so much time on entries. It's
and what's the worst? And what's the worst? I'm going to lose 3 hours.
Yeah.
Worst case, I
Exactly.
lose 3 years. Fine. I can live with that. That's my system. I can live with a 5-hour loss in a day, 6-hour loss in a day, because I know when I hit that day, not that I want 6-hour losses, but, and that's why what I say is reduce your trading size, reduce your risk, but tighten your stop loss. So what that has helped me particularly is it still gives me the same absolute dollar amount, but I'm risking less overall. So instead of risking $100, risk $50. Tighten your stop loss and look for bigger moves. And it's very easy to grow in this business, right? It's very easy to go from $50 an hour to $5,000. 1 second is all it takes to change the coding in your hotkey to change your risk. Any other business, you got to get new customers. You either have to get new product lines, new geography. Not in this business. In this business, it's very easy to grow and grow exponentially.
So we got us, and I agree so much. We got us a bit of a book flip on AMD. So we've got some bearish orders that tiered in after that sell. So it does look like the pivot bot call on the on AMD might be a solid one. That's always fun to watch it work. Someone was asking me, Gary, if they wanted to follow you on social. Do you have any social media out there that you're posting on, or like putting your brilliant sound on, or are you just behind the paywall at BBT? Like if they want you to
No,
pay for it?
I do have, I promised myself I'll be more active on it. And when I get active and then something or the other happens and then I become inactive again. But I am on X. Where does it work? Rational Trader. I can type it in the chat room if somebody wants it. There
At
you go.
Rational Trader.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a better handle. That's fine. And then I do post my trades. I do trade SPX options, but mostly after 11:30. Let the dust settle in, and then I'd rather capture a dollar move on the SPY versus the entire day. And the reason I like SPX is because options is the only instrument where you can leverage both time and money. Right? Futures, you can only leverage money. You cannot leverage time. But that also means it's far riskier. Because you have to be right, and you have to be right now. And which really helps me with tighter stop losses, because I'm okay taking a couple of losses. So that's that. I do that. Wow, I think things are turning now.
Any chance
sure.
anybody took that short on AMD that got called out? Just interested to see if anybody fired in on that one. I don't have my equities set up right now, so I can only trade futures, but that was pretty, it's pretty fun. That was a really solid call. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we got a couple. All right, cool, good stuff. It's always good when the call comes in. I want to make sure everyone heard me. Yeah, cool. Great. So here, if we stay under that, we've just lost the open price. So they're going to re-offer the open price here and see if a buyer will come back in and buy. But it's a wide lower range. R3 shorting is the ideal location to do this. So it was a nice spot. And I think the market, again, someone's front running. I'm looking at NQ right now, and someone's front running the large order set at 23,862. So we're going to have trouble buying up if they keep dumping this much volume in front of this big institutional order. We've also tiered 1, 2, 3 brackets to the downside. So, I mean, you're talking about, we should probably drop in the next, I would say we'd probably drop something about almost 50 handles on NQ if we start rocking to the downside before the book drops out. So that should be a pretty nice move. So, but if that happens, that means tech's going to probably go with it. So that should be fun.
Yeah, speaking of 89, you see Thor, right to the penny bounce on the 89 EMA. Yeah, which also turns out to be a higher high, higher low concept.
That 89's legit, huh?
Yeah, 89 is legit. I've been
Wow.
shouting top of my lungs
love
for a
it.
long time. 89 is legit.
Gosh. So for you guys, especially traders that are more on the momentum side of things, and you're looking for a good, like, I mean, look at the bottom of the wick on AMD right now, and you just let me know if it works or not. I mean, I don't know. You know, so what happens is a lot of people, if you ever go, I don't know if I have a, I don't know if I'll bring the picture tomorrow when I'm on my other desk. I have a picture of me hanging out with Big Tony on the NYSE. And you'll see in the background, you see his like screens up above him. And when you look at it, you will see moving averages just layered across that thing. So if you think specialists aren't using moving averages, I can say quite to the contrary. Right. So, but if you think about ones that have been around since like he's saying the 80s, very popular in those timeframes. Well, that means is people built the algorithms that started to come in through the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the black boxes. They're all going to carry it forward. It's going to grandfather in because it was the standard methodology. So you will see this even in the algos. Like, look at that bounce. Look how it bought there. That's so cool.
Jaspreet, what I mean by tighter stop losses is I don't have an absolute number. I would always let priced action dictate, the chart dictate where my stop should be. I would be shorting the double touch. Now, notice, the reason I would not short here is because the EMAs are still parallel. We have a rejection, EMAs flatten out. We go back here to the penny. I would be like shorting it somewhere here, or maybe once we reclaim the 2-day VWAP, I would be shorting it here with this as my stop loss. But most likely, if I was really dialed into AMD, for the day, what I would be looking for is exactly what happens there. Oh, I already drew this. What happens here at the underbelly? Do we recheck and fail? If we were rechecking and failing the second time, I would definitely be in by this price. And then my stop loss would be this. So let's just call it 20 cents. And my first target would be high of this and the 89, right? Because a lot of people would buy the recheck on the breakout, on the consolidation breakout, but I think we still get this price, which is the true consolidation breakout. So by the time I'm here, I am already up 5 hours. I'm already up 5 hours. And I would take
loading a bid.
30% of my position out. Then I would start looking at the SPY. Okay, SPY has been consolidating and we are still over the 9, which is not a good sign for a short.
Watch for more selling here on AMD. We just loaded more bid on both AMD and NQ.
And now AMD on a larger picture time frame is, let's see if this works. And I would have this in my mind already to begin with. Is we are in, okay, now this is interesting, right? I'm gonna change the chart, which is to a cleaner chart.
All of y'all watching AMD, do you see how that sold right after I said watch for more selling? Did you see how that happens right as I said it? Right? So I just want you guys to know, like, when you're reading price action, this isn't like, guessing stuff. Like, if you know what to look for, you can start to see, market, especially since I'm using the order book. So I can actually watch to see when specialists are bringing in new orders to the top. Now they're going to squeeze it a little bit, but don't worry about it. But it's, you can actually start to see how the price is moving up. I'm using a combination of volume profiling along with bookmap. So, I've been really lucky in my training to get a lot of exposure to the NYSE, and I've probably been to the NYSE a half dozen times, and I have quite a few buddies that I get to talk with about that stuff. So, and they're all specialists. So, when I talk to you guys about this stuff, this isn't like secondhand information. This is I don't read books for this, right? So if you ask me what book did you read to learn about market making, I have no idea what book you would buy for that, or you would talk to. I learned market making from Peter Tuchman, Big Tony, you know, Kevin and like, you know, 5 or 6 other guys that I hang out with, right? So, but that's, you know, it's good stuff though. So, you know, I learned it hanging out at the tavern over on, right on the other side over by the exchange, you know, having drinks and talking about market making. Yeah, look at that. See, look at this light structure to the downside, but they're pulling orders to the top side now on AMD. That's interesting. To the top side, they're really starting to yank orders off.
Yeah. And this is the algo response, and this is pretty automated when it might be for like 5 seconds, and this is where they scrape. The moment AMD went under the 89 and closed, whoops, what happened here? Let me erase that. The moment AMD second touch closed over the 89, this is the algo response. Just buy it up. At least buy it to this EMA, right? But this is your stop loss. So 5 cent stop loss, 10, 15, 20 cent move. Scrape. And maybe it goes higher, right? I don't know. But that's an automated algo response. The trend is intact. Buy it up. Had this closed under, then you would expect it to like hold this area and then fall and then come back up. But the next minute is an automated algo response. Held 89, let's buy it.
They just shifted a little bit there and started buying again. Very nice. So we're at the open price again on AMD. So they're really trying to offer the open price here to see if anyone's willing to buy and take this back to premium on the day. So this candle should be a fairly significant candle, depending on how it closes. If it closes like engulfing, like they buy short-term premium, we could go back up to your up to that swing high.
Yeah, SPY just broke out again. So that's the problem. And this was saying like once you have a target in mind, like 642 I have in mind, you can hold to that target. And now at the same time, I'm not gonna get broken even. So if I was in SPY today, I'm not gonna get and if let's say I entered theoretically, I entered either the VWAP breakout here, or break of high of day and recheck. Like this consolidation zone, I entered here. I'm not gonna break even on this trade. The moment we create a lower low, I'm out. I might re-enter if we hold something, but I'm out at least once. So for now, I would be somewhere over here.
That was interesting.
Like so
someone
now
just someone just started front running on AMD again. So it makes it look like it's going to drop. That's interesting. So we're having some specialists now that are fighting on AMD.
Yeah.
So they're trying. So is anybody in oh, actually, you know what? We're almost out of time. So on Thursday, if for anyone who's not completely aware of what front running means, come by on Thursday and I can explain that whole concept to everybody. So there's been looks like we had a lot of words in here. I know Matthew is saying thanks for bringing Gary on. Gary, you know, a couple minutes till we're out of here, so
Matthew.
we'll stop wrapping up. But man, I really appreciate you hanging out with me on this hour for Technical Tuesdays and going over this stuff. I really think the Fibonacci system is something that really resonates with a lot of traders out there. So I'd really recommend all you guys, if you have time, go and check out Gary's courses. He's put, you know, I've heard great things. So you guys got to make sure you get in there and check those out. He's put some really good time, and he talks about, you know, some of the longer term concepts. I believe in those as well. So make sure y'all doing that. I'll try and talk him into coming back on here as long as y'all are nice and go and all that stuff. And hopefully we can do that. But so maybe we can throw down some likes before we get out of here. I think we're only at about 400, and for having Gary on, I think he deserves more likes than that. So maybe if we could just roll out the end of this session just by smashing that like button for a couple of seconds. And if you do that, you know, I'll bring Gary back. Also, reminder for tomorrow, Dr. V tomorrow for Brains Days. And I am going to be giving away tomorrow at the end of the session an hour of her time that I'm paying for. So you guys better, you know, come up here. But Garbage and Lambos members have an advantage with the multiplier for getting in on that. So make sure you do it. So Gary, again, thank you so much, brother, for coming on with us. And I hope you have a great one. Everyone, don't forget to follow him on social. We've tagged it in the chat. So hope you all have a great one. Gary, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Sar. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
All right, talk to you later.